Hello, everyone. Welcome to an emergency Cobra cast. I am your host, Jeremy, and we're going to be covering this nonsensical, ridiculous, garbage arraignment of President Trump. No intro today. Just going to get right into it. So I appreciate all of you being here as we watch this nonsense play out right before our very eyes. Here we go. This is just nonsense. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen right now. And let's talk about everything going on. We do have some live feeds going on. So I'm just going to share this live feed right now and kind of see what exactly is going on here. Is this going to work? All right, there we go.
My phone can't even do anything. It's so hot.
There's some places that relax.
So Donald Trump is set up to be arraigned in Miami today on more nonsensical federal charges. We talked about this on Cobra Cast recently. We've gotten the breakdowns from Robert Barnes. We've reacted to that, and this is all just nonsense. You see a ton of Trump supporters out there, which they should be. Shout out to all of these wonderful patriotic Americans out here supporting Donald Trump. We all know this is nonsense. This is ridiculous, and everybody's sick of this crap.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, thank you for getting that sound in. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna call the other show.
There's more retail. Tell them come by. Suarez, go to jail. Go to jail. They got you imprisonment. The FBI is investigating you, Suarez. Suarez, they're investigating.
This is wild, man. Honestly, I'm only several hours. I'm only a few hours away from Miami. I should have went down there and live streamed this shit.
Uncle Jam on the baller here. It's getting kind of crowded here now. Take a look at this. If they want to intervene, they will do it.
Let's see. K Road says, thanks for having Melanie Mack on Tuesday night's main event. That girl is more based than a statue. However, I think you mixed your days up. She needs to be in the snake pit. And Gerald Armstrong, is this being filmed on a potato? Is it not good? Can you not see it? It's coming in clear for me. Indictment expected in 2 hours. So yeah, it's going to be a while. Can you guys not see this? Everybody's saying it's clear. Yeah, I often wonder if people understand how live streaming and cell phone signals work. Like, clearly, have you ever been anywhere? Because if you're not on Wi-Fi, data is so hard to rely on. No matter who you have. I have Verizon. Sometimes I'll be in the middle of the busiest area in Orlando and have no signal whatsoever. I'm like, what am I paying for right now? How do I not have service right now? You know, it's crazy. So yeah, when people are out here live streaming, you're only as good as the data allows. It's lagging a little bit for me. But again, all you can do is what we got. The other thing we have is we have this feed here. Let me show you guys this one. We have this feed right here. So Trump's going to be leaving for court soon. I don't know what soon means. I don't know if that means, you know, 15 minutes or 2 hours from now. I can imagine they love that it's chaos here. The powers that be are loving that they have all this chaos going on. Sad but true, but that's the reality of the situation as to where we are. Chaos. Pure chaos. Let me see what people in the chat are saying. They're looking for a bomb at the courthouse. I think that was a little bit earlier. The topic for tomorrow's Geeks Gamers Daily, Garth Brooks walks back. Hang on. Walks back his comments about people that do not want to consume Bud Light. Well, he made a live stream. I talked about that today on Geeks Gamers Daily about Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks is a weak, pathetic loser. So if you're just tuning in, though, we are reacting to, I guess we just lost a feed at the courthouse now. How the fuck do we not have better coverage of this? Jesus Christ. How do we not have better coverage? How do we not have a better signal right now? What the hell is going on? Hang on. See what we got going on here. We'll go back to the other feed that was choppy.
Cops move over to this side.
And now this one's lagging up.
Well, that's the mayor of Miami.
Yes, Garth Brooks is. I don't know if Right Side Broadcasting is covering it. Let me see about that. Let me go over to Rumble really quick and see if Right Side Broadcasting is covering this. Because these feeds are not great. And again, hey, I appreciate the people out there trying to cover it, but the signal's pretty choppy. Right Side is covering it. Let's see what they have going on. Well, they just have My Pillow advertisements going on right now. So I guess they're probably getting ready with Right Side, and they're over on Rumble. So when they do have a feed that's actually goes up that's not promoting My Pillow, I'll show it, but there's no point in showing their My Pillow promotions. Unless that's just in the middle of an advertisement right now. Which if it is, then I will move it over to Right Side here momentarily. Let's see. I really wish. What's up, Nikki? I kind of wish I would have went down there. I would have live streamed this Cobra Cast on location, baby. It would have been cool to have Cobra Cast on location. Let's see. Okay, let's Let's share Right Side Broadcasting. I think they're going to have the better feed here.
Get closer to the time of the arraignment, which is 3 o'clock. So I would expect Donald Trump to be getting here before that, probably in the 2 o'clock hour, I would imagine. And I don't know if we'll get to see him or not. Certainly, this front of the courthouse where we are is blocked off with barricades, and you've got the police at bikes. So I don't expect him to come up this way in the front. I would imagine just logistically, he would have to come through the back because there's not actually a path for him to come through here. So I'm not actually anticipating that we'll get to see him arrive. Maybe we might see him on a side street or going around the back, but I don't actually think we will be able to see him enter the building. But he will be addressing the nation tonight at 8:15 once he gets back to New Jersey. And I'm sure he will have a lot to say about what happened today.
Absolutely. I am anticipating his speech tonight in New Jersey, again at 8:15. That is Eastern time. And bear with us through this broadcast. We are seeing more and more people arrive here on the.
Yeah, the problem with agenda-free TV is that Steve has a severe case of TDS. Steve has a severe case, and the guy is I can't take him seriously anymore. When I saw him foaming at the mouth last year over Trump, literally foaming at the mouth. I subscribe to agenda-free TV for that title, agenda-free TV. But he's clearly proven that he is not agenda-free at all. He is a Trump hater. And it's very obvious if you watch him for any significant amount of time. Yes, the indictment is nothing. Next month, J6 indictment in DC will be the big one. I don't even think this is all this stuff is a distraction right now with Trump. And again, they're just trying to intimidate him. They're trying to intimidate him. So based on what we have right now, we have a situation where Trump is going to be there probably within the next hour. But will we even see Trump? And that's what Right Side Broadcasting was saying. And I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if we're actually going to see Trump or not. I'm keeping an eye on the feed where it says Trump. Oh, so he has left for Miami now? Okay, let's see. Let's see here. So let's see. Ironically, Lookner did start at Right Side. He did. Criminal George Soros. That's pretty badass. Lookner is in Atlanta, I think. Nikki. I think Lookner's in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. This is crazy. Let's see if I can find any more feeds. Bro, there's so much going on right now. There's so many feeds I'm trying to keep up with right now. All right, so we got another feed. We'll check this one out. Let's see here. Mute this shit. Shut the fuck up. All right, here we go. We got another feed we're going to show you guys. Is this the one? Yeah.
Did you already do yours?
Good afternoon, folks. JB here with you live in the Stream Center, getting ready for live interactive coverage here on WFLA Now of the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, turning himself in. His arraignment set for 3 o'clock Eastern. We can see some movement here at the Trump Hotel in South Florida. We are expecting Donald Trump to be departing here from his hotel, making his way to the federal courthouse in Miami shortly in the coming minutes. So this live feed is outside of the hotel where we're going to be monitoring this shot for activity. And you will, of course, see a very large motorcade making its way out of the hotel and towards the federal courthouse in Miami. The entirety of the trip expected to be over in about 20 to 25 minutes. So we'll stay here with you on this shot. WFLA investigator Masa Saidi will be joining me in the Stream Center. We have a lot of different feeds. We still have the feed here from outside of the courthouse. We also have an aerial feed courtesy of this chopper from NBC South Florida. They are heading to their destination at the moment, but for now, we're going to stay here with you live outside of the hotel. Or again, Donald Trump leaving the hotel to be arraigned at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Live coverage coming your way.
This is all such nonsense. And again, this is all meant to derail Trump's presidential run. As we've said many, many times, if he was not the leading front runner for the Republican nomination, this would not be happening. It's interesting how all of this is happening as he has become the front runner, as he has, after the DeSantis announcement, when everybody says that there was going to be a DeSantis bump, what has happened? After the DeSantis announcement, Trump is the one that has been surging in the polls. DeSantis got no bump from his announcement. None. It completely fell flat. There was no impact whatsoever. If anything, it was a positive impact for Trump. And so they are terrified of this man. They're terrified of the fact that they can't stop him. So all of this stuff just continues to come out here, and they're trying to throw a wrench into it. It's not going to work. It's never going to work. You're not going to stop him. You're not going to stop people from supporting him. You're not going to stop people from voting for him. You can't stop MAGA. It's just not going to happen. Yes, they think this is actually going to be where they get him jailed. Yes, turns himself in. They're trying to make it sound a lot worse than it is. Yes. What up, Hayden?
Just like this. Of course, if you use one of our hashtags, in this case, it's going to be hashtag KJB. What's the weather like at the courthouse? Is it hot? Is it humid? It's in the high 80s. And yeah, it is balmy out there in South Florida and really where we are in Tampa as well. It's a hot day in Florida and also, too, a bit humid as well. So a typical June, summer, hot day in South Florida for, again, the expected arraignment of Donald J. Trump at 3 o'clock Eastern time. And again, that means most for the people that are standing outside, the folks that are outside of the courthouse in Miami, Florida. It's an enormous contingency of media, international media, national media, local media. It's also, too, a lot of American citizens who have showed up to demonstrate here at the courthouse today. Again, live coverage coming your way here in just a few minutes with myself, Masa Saidi, but we're going to stay here with you live from outside Trump National Doral as, again, the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, is going to be leaving here momentarily, as we've been told, to head to the courthouse in Miami, Florida. Live updates as they come in.
So I'm trying to see, I'm pretty sure the suspicious package that we keep hearing about, I'm pretty sure that has been resolved, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking earlier, and I know that there were some reports of a suspicious package or something like that, but I'm pretty sure that's been resolved. Let's see here. I'm looking right now on Twitter just to see. This is a pretty interesting tweet we have from Jack Posobiec. I need to share my whole screen so I can hang on just a minute. Let me see if I can try something really quickly. Share screen. No, I want to share my entire screen. Let's see. Share Entire screen. Okay. All right. And then this is a pretty interesting tweet from Pasobic right here. No barricades in Charlottesville. January 6th, remove barricades. Miami today, no barricades. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you that they're hoping for something. They're hoping for something that they can create a disaster out of so they can create a narrative. That's what they're hoping for. I'm hoping that whatever happens today, people do not walk into the trap. And that's my only concern, is that when people actually show up to these events, you know you have feds there that are going to create problems. You know that's going to happen. And that's my big concern, is people walking into another trap. People walking into another trap. That is my big concern. And another tweet from Pasobic. Make no mistake. Today we are witnessing the Biden DOJ arrest the top opposition candidate in the election. If this happened anywhere else, we'd call it what it is. Well said, Pasobic. Well said. What a disaster. Scott says, well, I suck. I have never sent a super chat, but there you go, Jeremy. Did you send one? Did I miss it? Hang on. Let's see. There we go. The 199. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Will Alex Jones be there? We must never back down. I think InfoWars is live right now. I don't think they're there, though. Jared Armstrong, waiting for the cries of the media screaming about the judge being a Trump appointee. Yeah, I've already heard those complaints. Zero the Hero says FBI has a few more off-white nationalists with Nazi flags on standby. You know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of how bad's it going to be. Every time Trump gets indicted, his poll numbers go up 5 points. That is very true. That is very true. Actually, I need that tweet back. Move that back over here. Yeah, Pasobic's on top of things. I know he doesn't like me, but he's on top of things. All the support for Trump out there is awesome, man. All right, let's see if we can find another feed, because this is getting kind of boring. Let's see if we can find another feed, a better feed. Okay. They have 3,000 people watching them there. All right. Trump leaving for court. We got that. All right, let's go back to Right Side Broadcasting, see what they have to say.
Real quick. This is, he's got to get ready for this interview. This is a good friend of mine. I met him in Miami last November at a Save America rally. This is Daniel Feder. You were President Trump's special guest at that rally. We became close friends since then. Good to see you in Miami again today. 11 years old, America, and he is the founder of the
Patriot Kids Foundation.
Yes, the Patriot Kids Foundation, a great organization for the children. So if you have children at home, log on to the website and get to know about Daniel and his efforts to save America, starting with the kids. So talk about being here today. How are you feeling?
Well, it feels great. I love how the American people are here today for one cause, and that cause is to save America.
And when you see today
11 years old,
President Trump arriving today to be arraigned on these indictments, at your young age, you know, as we all know in adulthood, this just is not right. So how does it make you feel? Like, what was your first thought when you heard President Trump is being indicted on 37 accounts, like charges?
Yeah, for me, I felt very, very sad because the problem is that it is an injustice from the part of the American government and from part of this administration that is today in the White House. We have to be very clearly that the only president that can save America is President Trump. The only president
Who
that
is
can
this
make America
kid?
what it is and what our founding fathers dreamed of is Trump. And we have to all be together as one whole nation under God to save America.
Absolutely. And so, are you getting a vibe here today that people are fed up? They want to really back President Trump and just say enough's enough with the Biden administration?
Yes, yeah, I do. I feel that a lot of American people are here and that they are really motivated for this cause. That's the importance because we have to bring back the love and the cause to the American people, to their hearts. Because without that, we can't save America. It's like making an army, but
Kid's
they're not trained. They
11
don't know
years
what
old.
to do. We have to train the American people. The easiest way is to teach our history. And that's what I do with the kids.
Right. And so you teach the kids the Constitution.
This is like hard to process. Holy crap.
The patriots that created our nation.
Right. And you talk about the founding fathers, and you're real big on this. Again, that's what you teach the kids, and our Declaration of Independence, the Constitution. And then you look at what's happening today in our justice system. Don't you think it's twisted now? Like if you can start making up laws and start accusing people and indicting them, our founding fathers have to be saying from heaven, what is going on? This is not what we dreamed for our country.
This is not what we want for our country. That's what they're saying right now. And they're crying to see how much they gave for this country. And finally, our country is going into ruins.
And so you have been all over the world. You just got back from CPAC Hungary. And again, you meet people from not just here in the United States, but across, the globe. What are you seeing here in America that is similar to these communist countries?
I'm seeing that right now government is being able to take over the American people. And something that worries me a lot is the quote that Thomas Jefferson says. He says that when the government is afraid of the people, there is liberty. But when the people are afraid of the government, there is tyranny. And I think that quote is actually what is happening today. We are afraid of the government. We are afraid that the government is doing what they want to do, and we're not doing anything. So we have, like I'm saying, stand up and pray with God. We have to stand up with God.
I'll be honest, like at 11 years old, this kid, like it almost freaks me out. It almost freaks me out how well trained and well spoken and flawless this kid is. It almost creeps me out to the point where why isn't this kid just sitting at home playing video games or going and playing football or basketball? This kid is way too sharp to be 11 years old. It's freaking me out.
Americans love him. And that is why we have to leave to Trump very clear that we, the American people, will stand with him for this important fight in America.
Absolutely. Daniel, how can people follow you on social media?
Well, they can follow me on my Instagram at Daniel_Ferrer 2011. They can also follow me on my YouTube as Life, Liberty, and Kids. And they can find me on every social media and look me up on Google as Patriot Kids Foundation.
Yes, make sure Patriot Kids Foundation support Daniel in his efforts to save our country, starting with our children. They are the next generation. And so any donation you can give will help tremendously. Again, those children are our future. And if you look back to just recently at the White House when they had a LGBTQ event and a gay pride event, and you see these people bringing out children and exposing them to people who are basically nude there on the White House lawn. And it broke my heart today to see a picture of a toddler on someone's hip looking at a woman in a string bikini dancing, and the toddler was just watching. That is what the left wants your children to know. That's what they want your children to be raised on, and that's disgusting. That's sickening. And then you have patriots, wonderful kids, American loving, God faithful kids like Daniel who says we have to fight these people and we have to also help these children who are being exposed to this nonsense.
Okay, well, they're rambling too much now for me, but like he's impressive as hell that he's 11 years old. He's that well spoken. He's that smart. I'm not criticizing that. All I'm saying is, like, that's not what I don't want a nation full of kids that are that. I want a nation full of kids that are kids, that are just normal kids that go through the process of being children and not trained at 11 years old to be media savvy to that point. I'm just saying that to me freaks me out, but I'm not criticizing it in terms of like it's impressive that he's that well spoken and that smart. But I want kids to be kids. I want them reading comic books. I want them talking about superheroes. I want them playing video games. You know, I want them doing things that kids do, playing outside on the playground, playing, tackle football. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. So I just want kids to be kids. It's almost depressing to me that we are in such an ideological battle that we have kids on the right that are that fucking laser focused on politics and having to save this country. It makes me sad. That's my point that I'm trying to make. It just makes me sad that kids can't just be kids anymore. Sad, but that's the reality of the situation.
What brought you down here today?
Well, my friends from Martin County, Republicans from Martin County. So I wanted to give them some support. I took them down here, and we're down to support Donald Trump.
What do you think of what's happening here today?
It's absolutely crazy, but I love what's happening here. I hate what's happening in the country, but I love what's happening here. There's a lot of support for a good man, a man that stood up when he didn't even have to. And we're here to make sure that America knows that this is a good man and we love him.
And there were rumors circulating about, there might be violence. You should be worried about, physical violence with protesters. How do you feel? Do you feel pretty safe here today?
Do I look worried? I don't think so. I think these are all peaceful supporters. They're people who love a good man, who love this country, and they're here to support this country. And Trump stands for this country, and we love him for it.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple people that have tried to stir the pot and, be a little bit antagonistic. But the vast majority of people out here, I think, seem, very much MAGA, pro-Trump, pro-America, and really want to voice their frustration about the politicization of the Department of Justice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mute this for a minute. Let me catch up on some of these super chats really quick. The black man is for Trump, MAGA black. What's up, Nikki? I can say as a Miami local, there are more Trump supporters there than the media likes to say, especially in Doral. He brought a lot of jobs there. Yeah, I mean, I've spent a little bit of time in Miami, and it's even recently. And I talked to even a few Trump supporters down there. And of course, the media is going to lie constantly about it. They don't want you to know that there's mega support. So shout out to Nikki. No quarter with the 199 profile picture right there. And thank you for becoming a member of the Snake Pit. Darius, those cheers were a little too on cue. What's up, Darius? How you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. How you been, man? Good to see you here. 199 indictments, but not one legitimate. I tell you what. What's up, Pimp Daddy Propane? Appreciate you being here, and thanks to everybody here.
I absolutely.
So right now, we're currently just trying to watch a few different live feeds right now. We're still a little ways away from Trump actually being at the courthouse. But even still with that, I don't know if we're even, and let's check another couple feeds really quick. I don't know if we're even going to see Trump at this point in time. Looks like he might be leaving here pretty soon. Let's see right here. Share screen, share entire screen. Here we go.
Judge that's assigned to this case, it will be just a magistrate judge, not the Trump appointee. The controversial judges happened to be assigned to this case. They will just tell him what his rights are. We believe that he will have the opportunity to enter a plea, and he's expected to plead not guilty. And we're covering all of this. Just a couple of minutes ago, as you know, JB, I had the pleasure of speaking with one of Mr. Trump's former defense attorneys assigned on this case, Tim Parlatore. I went to law school with Tim, so he made time for me to talk about the government's case and the ways in which the defense team that is still in place can attack this indictment and fight back against what is being alleged, and an indictment that many legal seems.
Okay, so I have to be careful with what I'm going to share here. So I had to crop this screenshot out the best I can. But again, this just shows you the nonsensical world we are living in right now. So I'm going to have to share my screen. I had to crop it to the best of my ability so it doesn't get me in trouble on the YouTube side. But Biden's White House just condemned and banned this trans activist, Rose Montoya, for whatever the fuck it's called, disgusting display yesterday at the White House. You know what? You get what you deserve, Biden White House. You this nonsense. You have sat there and begged for them. You bring them to the White House. You give them an opportunity to sit there and make a mockery of this country. You hung that flag up. You are disgusting, Biden White House. And now you're going to get eaten alive by these freaks for banning them. You deserve this. Nobody is going to sit there and say you're brave and stunning for banning them. You asked for this. You embraced this. You pandered to this. Holy crap. These people are sick freaks. The Biden White House wanted this. You asked for this. Oh my God. Disgusting, but so damn funny that they have had to end up in this position. It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. I am blown away that we've continued to find ourselves in this position right here. Over and over and over again. You asked for it, Biden. You asked for it. Good Lord. I think that, so from what I understand, what's up, Zinny Biscuit? White House for Beard of Shame. That could be every day as long as it's the Biden White House. I hope it finally ends. It probably won't. It probably won't. It probably won't. But I had to crop that out to share it. I don't know. It's so hard to even keep up with what these weirdos are. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Let's see, Florida live stream. Let's see this one. We're gonna share entire screen. There we go. Here we go.
After the federal subpoena, after Mr. Trump's attorney went to Mar-a-Lago and searched and said, hey, government, here's all the classified documents that we have. After that, authorities found more classified documents, and those documents are what has been charged here in this indictment. And I only point that out because people will say, other people had classified documents. President Biden had classified documents. Pence had, it's almost a joke. Who didn't take classified documents with them? But what's being alleged here is the difference is that in this case, Mr. Trump not only had the documents, but did not want to.
That's got to be Trump right
went
there.
Against the subpoena, conspired with an individual to.
All right, shut up, bitch,
so
shut up.
Very serious charges here, but I do want to point out again, I did just talk with Tim Parlatore. He's one of the defense attorneys on this case. One of the people that has been inside this investigation.
She talks way too slow.
With the special counsel,
she's not even addressing
his team, and he had some
up.
Strong words about how that he says they've behaved, and he says this is just an accusation. We don't know.
I can't take
exactly.
it. I can't take it. I can't take it. I got to find somebody else. I can't take it. I can't take listening to her. Oh my God, that was excruciating. My goodness. If there was ever a better time.
Shut up, silly woman.
This is chaos.
And I'm trying to do any like behind the scenes stuff. So we're switching off cameras today. As you can see, I've got Vanessa and Christina. They're over kind of near the front of the courthouse, and they're able to give you a different viewpoint than I am. And when they're going live, I'm just kind of waiting and collecting as much media and coverage as I possibly can. So I'll be uploading it there, and RSBN will be putting out all of the behind the scenes content as well. So I encourage you to follow RSBN as well. It's at RSB Network on Twitter and on Getter, and on Truth Social, it is just at RSBN. So right now, right in front of us, we've got the Trump team, the 2024 Miami, Florida chapter. They are here today to show their support for President Trump in an Escalade nonetheless. So love to see that. Very nice car. We've still got the pig with its head on a stake. Really not sure where he's going with that. And I don't really want to ask because I didn't want to get that close. But we've got some GoPros up in the air. We've got Political Persecution USA. And again, just I would say at least 1,000 people are here just from media alone. So tons of media. Looks like we've got some special agents over there. I do see badges in those black suits. I know some of y'all are looking for those federal agents, but if I had to guess, that would be their career. So
Okay, we got another feed we can look at. Too much going on right now. Okay, so we will move this over to here. Give me a minute. I'm working on it now. Okay.
Traffic halted on the interstate there to allow Donald Trump's motorcade to bring him to a federal courthouse. Again, history in this country being made yet again with this former president. In this case, now the first former president ever to be federally charged with crimes. This indictment, 49 pages, 37 counts, 38 counts, 37 of them aimed directly at the former president, Walt Nauta, his aide, one count involving his alleged help in moving and hiding those documents. I want to bring in John Santucci, who's been in touch with those closest to Donald Trump in the last hour or so. Give us a sense of what's playing out inside Trump world, if you will, his state of mind as he heads to the federal courthouse.
David, the word I'm told today is defiant. Donald Trump has been busy all morning. As we've reported, he headed down to Miami, Florida a day early, in part to begin interviews with a new legal team. I am told through my sources that those meetings continue today. No new lawyers have been officially hired to join Team Trump. But those were conversations that the former president and his staff were having with potential legal counsel for much of the morning. He's been described to me, David, as having fits of anger throughout the last couple of days. He is very angry about this indictment, the charges, the pictures that were included in that indictment, particularly annoyed this former president. This morning, though, what's been interesting, and it's a reminder of where we were 2 months ago in Manhattan, very similar setup. Donald Trump is in that motorcade right now by himself. He is with his security detail, no lawyers, no advisors, just the former president. And in one of the vehicles just behind him, David, is the legal team that will be with Donald Trump and his aide as they head into federal court shortly.
And let's talk about that legal team, because that is significant, that bit of reporting that even in the 11th hour, Donald Trump was interviewing attorneys to join the legal team. Of course, we have reported it out here that two of his key attorneys resigned amid this indictment, as you're watching the motorcade now.
God, you guys are always just trying to spin so much of this shit. This is why people hate the media. They despise you. We don't trust you. You're trash. You're garbage. My God.
Team on something so crucial of such weight here.
Well, and David, you have to remember that Thursday night, after learning of his indictment, it was just a few hours later that the legal team that was intact, Jim Trusty and John Rowley, suddenly resigned. And just a few hours later, the indictment unsealed. We learning all of the facts that the special counsel team has built against him. So throughout the weekend, Donald Trump, that group of advisors working the phones. The team that's going to be with him today are two attorneys that have been around for the last iteration of Trump legal teams. What I mean by that is that as the heat has risen around Donald Trump, we know that he has brought in a new lawyer, Todd Blanche, to be by his side in the Manhattan District Attorney's probe. That is the one with the hush money payments to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Todd has become, quite frankly, as one person said to me over the
fact, like, look how many resources are having to be, set aside just for this nonsense to happen. And we know how much money New York had to spend. Again, this is how big of a fucking deal Donald Trump is. You have to shut down entire cities just for this man. And it ain't because he's just a former president. Obama, I don't know where Obama goes on a daily basis. We don't care where Obama goes. We don't care where Bill Clinton goes. We don't care where George W. Bush goes. Donald Trump shows up, he has to shut down entire cities because that's how big of a deal he is. But the fact that they are using all of these resources, all of this manpower, all of this just to bring him in so that you can continue to try to derail his presidential campaign, it's ridiculous.
Negotiations right up until this moment playing out on live television, the negotiations involving how he will be processed, of course, making history, but he is a former president. And so all of this is discussed and negotiated at great length before this plays out.
Yeah, there's always a back and forth between Trump's legal team and the government on what they believe is necessary here. Typically, federal defendants, they go in and they're processed with a mugshot. But Trump,
what did I do now?
Is one of the most recognized.
What is Angry Joe mad at me about now? Did he say something again? Let's see. Oh, because of the Garth Brooks tweet. Angry Joe gonna be Angry Joe. Yeah, Angry Joe retweeted me. Let me just see. Let me just say. I'll respond to him. I'll play this. Let me respond to Angry Joe.
The
Good
former
Lord.
president. But
Always
again,
mad at me
we're
for something, isn't
expecting
he?
this booking process not to take long. Unclear whether that happens before or after. But David, process-wise, it really is the same process that everybody goes through, but for some of these accommodations.
Catherine Falder's with us here today. Catherine, thanks as always. Our senior investigative reporter, Aaron Katursky, is outside the federal courthouse, where, of course, the motorcade is taking the former president right now. Aaron, take us a little more through what will play out in that courthouse behind you.
Once the former president arrives, David, he is going to be taken up to the 13th floor to stand before a federal magistrate and potentially enter a plea of not guilty to those 37 counts charging him with mishandling classified documents. And it is possible.
My response to Joe is going to make him so mad. My response to Angry Joe is going to make him so mad. I know he's going to get mad. Oh, God. So I'll show everybody really quick. So here's Angry Joe. Oh, am I not sharing my screen? Damn it. Thought I was sharing my screen. Let me share my whole screen. Share entire screen. So right here. This is Angry Joe retweeting me where I said Garth Brooks is a pathetic coward. He goes, no, he's not. Actually, seems pretty bold to me, standing up to morons in his fan base who get upset over stupid shit like this. It's a fucking beer can. Gays drink beer too. Plus, nothing's wrong with diversity, which is what he said. Good for him. Stupid ass culture war. Y'all are sad. So I just responded, don't care. Still voting Trump. He's going to get so fucking triggered because he cannot stand my support for Trump. He can't stand it. And I'm not even going to take him seriously. I'm just going to be like, don't care, still voting for Trump. I like Joe, man, but Joe just gets way too worked up over my opinions, man. Oh, my goodness.
He urged the American public all 49 pages and decide for themselves the weight of the criminal charges that former President Trump is facing. You're right, David, because he does not have to go through some of the usual steps that one might do at an initial appearance. It's not expected that he's actually going to be inside this courthouse terribly long. And once he's through this initial appearance with a federal magistrate, his case is going to shift to a judge that he appointed. Judge Aileen Cannon has been randomly assigned the case. She caused some controversy earlier in the investigation after the FBI raided the...
What's up, Darius? I'm good. Just been working. I kept up with you in the snake pit, though. Missed the birth of the 199. I need to clarify my last statement. The cheers drown out the kids' socials. How convenient. Got you on that. Hey, man. Happy you're here, Darius. We appreciate you. Valkyria Winter, 3 a.m. here. Gaming and watching even when the sun rises and sets. Hail the 199. Skull. Thank you, Valkyria Winter. Everything the left does insulting is insulting to common decency. Absolutely. Jeremy's creamy back in. They're attacking him because he stands in the way of them attacking the U.S. Trump 2024 is the only way, because otherwise they have proven they can get away with it. Hail the Orange Knight. Absolutely. Was the DOJ charges for Clinton's server? Was there? What was the DOJ charges for Clinton's server? Absolutely nothing. Rob said he would protect his citizens, not former. Magnum Norris, ultra MAGA to the haters. If they lock him up, we're just going to elect DeSantis. Win-win. You can't stop MAGA movement even after Trump is gone. They ain't going to stop Trump. They ain't going to stop Trump at all.
Former U.S.
Oh, I did see this. MCU fan says, Jeremy will never acknowledge me. He's scared. MCU fan, anytime I acknowledge you, I get super chats. Of course, I'm going to acknowledge you. I use you to grift. So, yes, I'm acknowledging you because now I'm going to get super chats for acknowledging you because that's how stupid you are.
Not have a fully formed ongoing legal team, especially because he's known that these charges might have been coming for a long time. Excuse me. Todd Blanche is now at the helm. I've known him for almost a quarter century. He was in the Southern District of New York with me, worked for me for a period of time. He's a smart lawyer. He's an honorable lawyer. He's a good lawyer. Lots and lots of people have fallen by the wayside because they fall out of favor with Donald Trump, and or, as we've seen in the case of Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani, their representations of Donald Trump have caused them ethical problems and sanctions. I don't know if Todd Blanche will last for a very long time. There's a sort of a revolving door with respect to Trump's lawyers, but he's a smart person, and obviously he's gained the former president's trust.
But it is very significant that you would have a former president facing federal criminal charges, 37 counts, and not have a fully formed legal team.
Yeah, look, ordinarily, in the legal firmament, if you have the opportunity to represent a sitting or former president of the United States, that's the sort of legal honor of a lifetime. Because it's an important job, because it gets a lot of attention, helps you get other clients. And we've seen in the past when presidents have gotten in trouble, including President Clinton back during the impeachment days, he had at his disposal, as you would expect, some of the best lawyers in the country. Donald Trump does not have that option because of the way he treats lawyers, sometimes reportedly doesn't pay his lawyers, doesn't listen to his lawyers. Look, part of the reason he's in all this mess right now is because of the kinds of things he said to his lawyers. Some of the witnesses at this trial, some of the most powerful evidence at the center of the indictment comes from his lawyers. So it's a sensitive representation, and you have to have a pretty strong will to be able to do it.
And Preet, what do you make of the indictment laid out by Jack Smith? Obviously, we've reported at length, again, the granular detail of what they laid out for the American people. But what do you make of the case as they have presented it so far?
I think it's very strong, and listeners and viewers should realize that one of the reasons it's so strong is at the heart of the case, they have an audio tape of Donald Trump long after he left the presidency in July of 2021 at his residence in Bedminster, New Jersey, talking about being in possession of and showing a document that he's in possession of that was classified, that he acknowledged was classified, that he acknowledged he might have been able to declassify when he was president, but couldn't any longer because he's not president, that it was secret information. That goes to the heart of proving to the jury that Donald Trump was not mistaken. He was not merely reckless, but intentional and knowledgeable about the fact that there are procedures to follow to declassify things, and he was in violation of those rules and procedures.
I love listening to these fucking lying pieces of trash. I love listening to them spin this story. I love it. It just, this right here, just listening to them, listening to how they're approaching this topic and how corrupt they are and how they're just spinning it. These people are horrible, horrible people, and they're just lying because they think that the people are believing them and the people are not. That's why Trump's poll numbers continue to go up. That's why they continue to go up, because they're tired of listening to your lies and they don't believe it. They don't believe it. You are terrified of Trump. You are terrified of this man. Why do you need to lie about him constantly? Why? Because you are absolutely terrified, because you know that if the people, every single person actually hears the truth, if all the normies out there heard the truth, Trump would win in a Reagan-like landslide. That's the truth of the matter. You've got a few normies out there, a few average people out there that just listen to whatever the mainstream is willing to feed them. But if the people heard the truth, Trump would win in a massive landslide, and you all know it. You all know it. It looks like Trump is getting close. So, God, it's hard to listen to these clowns. It really is.
An investigation brought to the Department of Justice.
Like so many of these people have been living for this day. They think that it's over, and it's not. It's not over. It's going nowhere. Trump, this is all a formality. This is all a dog and pony show. That's all this is. This is ridiculous. The reason I got it on this channel, though, is I see you, Ivan. It's a good overhead shot. So I'll just keep them muted. All right, I'll just keep them muted so we ain't got to listen to them. They will get elked on. Shout out to the Geeks and Gamers. Shout out the Geeks and Gamers tabletop. What's up, Joey? Yeah, it's a good camera shot, so I'll keep it on here. But that's the only reason. Where's Newsmax? I don't know. Newsmax probably isn't going to have a shot like this. So are we actually going to see Trump get out? That's the rumors. Like, we don't know if we're even going to see him actually get out and be in make an appearance, because like you see the people out there.
Or another in a bathroom by a.
God, I'm getting sick and tired. Let me look for some other feeds right now. See what's going on. Because I can't stomach listening to.
As the motorcade was getting close to the courthouse,
I want to hear the people. That's what I want. I want to hear the people.
Look there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen.
Let's see.
Just laid out.
Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you can hear that. There's nothing but just like audible background noise right now. Is the audio coming in? We Are Change. Isn't that the Luke from isn't that the Luke from Timcast or whatever? I think Luke's a fucking anti-Trump coward, so fuck him. Yeah, I think Luke isn't he like an anti-Trump coward? He's always bitching and crying about Trump, isn't he always? Isn't he that guy? Yeah, Luke's got TDS, so go. Hey, fuck that guy. All right, I'm so tired of these fucking cowards that are trying to act like they're all based, but all they do is cry about Trump. So no, he can go fuck himself. I'm not gonna watch his channel. He can go fuck off. I hear some USA chants in the background. I'm hearing some USA chants. Okay, we're looking there. This is so ridiculous watching this all play out. You can barely hear anything. It's not, you can hear like background noise and stuff, but that's about it. Let me share this one for you. Let me see. Right here. Try this one.
Kind of familiar with seeing them at different rallies. We'll see some, I guess, sharpshooters, whatever you want to call them, but that's the one time. Hey, let's talk. How you doing? All right, we'll talk later.
Am I mistaken?
that.
I'm pretty sure Luke has TDS. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not, chat, Terrell, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Luke's like always crying about Trump, if I'm not mistaken. If I, as a gun owner, have to know the laws because negligence is not an excuse, why is civics test prior to voting such a hard sell for people? There you go. Yeah, Luke is okay, but yeah, he has mega TDS. Yes, so he's not. If I'm pretty sure I've heard him crying about Trump nonstop. So
Let's set a timer for 46 minutes. You want to do that? My cameraman goes above and beyond what they have to do, but we're going to set a timer for 46 minutes. When we get a little bit closer, maybe 40 minutes, we'll really start to keep an eye out because you never know. They don't tell you exactly where these are going to happen, where they're going to park because of safety. I get it. I don't blame them. But we are just going to try to keep an eye out. And if we can see President Trump in his motorcade, are we going to get a thumbs up today? I don't know. I know that he did pass a rally of supporters outside his residence yesterday, and he gave them a solid thumbs up as he drove in. I know he had to go meet with some of his attorneys yesterday ahead of today's event. And there's breaking news all the time. So not only are they...
that's what I've noticed too. He always turns like, it's like, I don't care if you don't like Trump, but it's the unnecessary like negative direction that all these weirdos have to take the Trump conversation. Like they always have to just start turning. It's like, what's his name? What's the other guy's name on Tim's show? The long-haired guy. What's his name? I can't remember his guy's name. Whatever his fucking name is. That guy cannot stop crying about Trump. Ian. He can't. Oh my gosh, that guy just gets so butthurt every time Trump comes up, pops up. It's crazy.
Those are Trump's attorneys. But eyes on everything, right? That's what we're here to do today. All right. So we've got thousands of people today to support President Trump. A couple, maybe a handful or so of protesters. But as you can see right now, we've got that wide shot showing everything. So you can come up with these facts for yourself. You see what I see. I don't see protesters right now. And it's mostly a sunny, bright, pleasant day in Florida, minus, the whole persecution of President Trump, the DOJ allocating its resources and interfering in an election cycle. Probably not great, but RSBN is going to make sure everyone's aware of what's actually going on today. We've got one that says lock him up. Looks like a lone protester there. Homemade sign. And we are still waiting.
All right, so Right Side Broadcasting, which I like Right Side. Okay, Right Side Broadcasting is great. I'm trying to give you guys all these different angles if I possibly can. So we got this angle right here. I look like Dolph Ziggler. Luke was based before you were ever known. Oh, okay. Here we go. So here we go. We have a Luke defender. Luke was based before you were ever known. He was a student friend of Ron Paul or Jones. He is a libertarian, and libertarians have critiques of Trump. Luke doesn't have TDS. He has criticisms from the libertarian perspective. Well, all I know is I know every time Trump gets brought up to Ripa, Ripa doesn't cry and whine. He doesn't like Trump. But every time Trump's name pops up, I hear Luke crying like a little girl over Donald Trump, like a little bitty girl. That's what I hear with Luke. So that's what I know of Luke. All right. I don't have to have somebody like Trump for me to respect them. Ripa don't like Trump, and I respect the fuck out of Ripa. Ripa don't cry and whine every time Trump's name is brought up. So whenever I see people that can't even function properly when the name Donald Trump comes up, because all they do is cry like little girls, that's what I know them for. So if that's what I know him for, that's a him problem, not a me problem. And I will continue to call them out on it. Let's see. Let me unmute this. No, we see you, Tracy. We see you. Hello, Tracy. We see you. I wish I was there. I just hope nothing bad happens today. That's my concern. I just hope nothing bad happens today. Trump is going to pull a Grover Cleveland, MAGA 2024. Joey Flores, my cousin was in the Air Force Reserves, was in the UK when Trump visited as pres. He said 99% of the crowd was pro-Trump, but the TV cameras and the 5 anti-Trump standing in front of the camera. Yes, they love to put emphasis on any anti-Trump people for sure. Luke Simp army is vast and easily provoked. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't care. Like, this comment's so ridiculous. Luke was based before you were ever known. I don't compete with other political people. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck if his following's bigger than me. I don't care if he was based before I was known. That has nothing to do with what I do. I am not a political commentator. I'm just an average guy that plays fucking Fortnite that supports Trump. All right. I'm not some astute political scholar on the fucking internet. I'm not going to sit down and have a damn political debate with, somebody who's was known before or based before I was ever known. That sounds like a dick measuring contest. And that's just retarded. I'm not pretending to be anything other than just some random guy who plays Fortnite and Mario Kart and bitches about Star Wars and supports President Trump, the greatest president of my lifetime. That's all I am. I used to really like Luke and was subscribed to We Are Change, but it's an absolute fact that he has severe case of TDS. Donald J. Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime. Mine too. Mine too. Yeah, like I'm just some retard that plays video games and likes Trump. And like you were nothing when Luke was out there on the front lines defending whatever. Okay. I don't care. I was probably fucking jerking off playing Fortnite. All right. That's what I was probably doing. Go insult me. Whoop-de-doo. All right, here we go. Yes. By the way, I do appreciate super chats that insult me. I take super chats that insult me and praise me. I'm here for both. I'm here for both. All right, let's get another perspective. Trying to give you guys more perspectives here because I don't want to sit on one camera angle. We're trying because there's not really one solid angle. So we're trying to give you as many as we can here.
President Trump, right now, what do we want to say? Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Mr. President! We want Trump! 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 Down with the Biden dictatorship! Down with the Biden dictatorship! Let's go, Brandon! Let's go, Brandon! Let's go,
Welcome back. Thank you for staying
What?
with us
Don't
during
cut
that short
away.
commercial break.
Don't cut away.
We moved around a
It's
little bit.
good.
Ultimately, we decided to come back to basically the
Oh,
same spot on this
man.
camera, but we've got our second camera.
That was good. This guy says my COD boycott is failing. You're such a clown. You think you're actually relevant. Well, you know, Mr. Karate King, Jay Karate King. I don't do boycotts. I haven't called for a COD boycott. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're actually mentally retarded. If you know anything about me, I don't actually call for boycotts. I state my position and I allow other people to do whatever they want with their time and money. So you're just retarded. I have not called for a COD boycott. I've simply said, I'm not playing the game. I leave other people's opinions up to them because I don't need to determine what other people do or try to shame them into doing what I do. If you don't like that I'm not playing Call of Duty, I would urge you, if you can borrow the money from your whore mother, to go out and buy the game yourself, because clearly you don't have a job and you can't do it yourself, Jay Karate King. So borrow the money from her, go get the $80, $90 Call of Duty Modern Warfare and play it all day long. It doesn't bother me because I don't call for boycotts. I just simply state what I am going to do. And if you choose to do something differently, that is your God-given right. I have no authority over what you do with your time and money. Here we go.
That don't care about you. Go with a coffee option that aligns with your conservative values. And my friends, that's Blackout Coffee. It's not enough to simply taste great. You want to be proud to support the company knowing they align with your conservative values. That's why I'm telling you to give them a try. I'm proud to personally recommend Blackout Coffee. This is a coffee company that is 100% committed to conservative values. From sourcing the beans to the roasting process, customer support, or shipping, they've got an incredible work ethic and are dedicated to promoting conservative principles. They accept no compromises on taste or quality. Do me a favor and check out blackoutcoffee.com/RSBN and use coupon code RSBN for 20% off your first order. Ditch those other guys. Blackout Coffee remains true to our values. That's blackoutcoffee.com/RSBN or use coupon code RSBN for 20% off your order. It looks like reports are now coming in that President Trump has already arrived. Motorcade has already come through, possibly using an underground parking deck, which my guess is the one behind us, and we might have missed it earlier when I said there were cars coming through, but that was about an hour ago, so I'm not sure when or where, but good for them. They got it figured out as long as he is safe and secure through this mess. So we can have our other team come back up front and cover some of the groups and the supporters for President Trump. We can make sure that they are aware of what's going on and that they can turn around and just come back right here. You can see the local police.
All right, while they're doing that, I got to catch up on some super chats, and we do have some memberships. We have a lot of new members. We got Dark Obsidian becomes a member. New Quarter becomes a member. Infinity Flare says, Jeremy, are you sure this isn't your kid? That was earlier. But Cream NATO says that kid's going to be the next Bishop Shapiro in 10 years. The Smoking Patriot, been politically involved since I was 11, also 34. Now it's been a wild ride with no sign of ever slowing down. Let's see. Boom, boom. I got that one. I got that one. Joey Flores, I got that one. Mike, the GOAT, gifted 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Thank you. Exul says, also, Jeremy should show MCU fan his sexy back end to shut up CNN. Hey, we can show that. East Coast Toasted Boy, my God, you're already halfway to ratioing Joe. Oh, on the tweet, I haven't even. Football Jones says, you may be mistaking Luke for one of the other Timcast losers. Luke is pretty solid. There's the Free Men Die with the 20. Hey, I do appreciate the 20 Free Men Die. You clearly disagree with me, and that's okay. Blake Barrett says, Trump is going to pull a Grover Cleveland. Got that one. Joey Flores, my cousin was in the Air Force Reserves. He was in the UK when Trump got that one. That one guy, Luke Simp Army is vast and easily provoked. Doc Holliday, I really used to like Trump. I used to really like Luke. I was subscribed to We Are Change, but as an absolute fact, he has severe TDS. Jeremy's creaming back in. I just want to have a grill party with these people. Truth Hurts says, love from Minnesota. My city was burned down. Trump 2024. Thank you. All right. I'll get back. There's still some more, and I will get to them. Bohica says, Freeman sounds like the type of person that couldn't get a woman with Ryan, Snake, and Beardo's pushing. Lord Pelgaze can't get on Ripa's site. Yeah, it has been up and down all day long. So they are working on it. Johnny Whiskid says, I'm no one special who never wanted to get involved in politics until every attack on our culture and space was all about Trump. Now it's personal. Absolutely. Brett the Illustrator, Jeremy, I really do love these 199 streams. I've had a lot going on, and these definitely keep me entertained. I will gladly vote for Trump again. Trump 2024, baby. That one guy, don't hurt J. Potty King's feelings, Jeremy. Pepe says, YouTube censoring super chats in real time. The left reminds me of the Empire. Too dumb to realize they're the baddies. You happy, Susan? Susan got her wish. Let's see. I see Joe responded. He's like, what's this have to do with Trump? That's the question we've been asking for a long time, Joe. What does any of this shit have to do with Trump? All these left-wing activists always bring Trump up for no fucking reason. Pimp Daddy Propane. Everyone I don't agree with is evil. Alex Jones says public won't see Trump. Makes sense. It kind of sucks. All right, let's see if we can get some different stuff going on here. We got some different angles here, so let's stop sharing. Okay, right here. Hacky Smack says, do you receive my supers, bro? Do I? What do you mean? Is there one I missed? Or are you just asking in general? That's the first one I've seen from you, Hacky Smack, today. Didier Cobra, another periodic thanks for this stream, which no other channel is hosting. Trying our best. That looks like Jason Miller. That looks like Jason Miller. It's not Jason Miller, is it? Who's that? Was that Trump's attorney? In the white? That was Trump's attorney? I like her already.
My question is, if he's running again, would they have allowed that?
Guys are the best. This seems like a decent angle. Is this where Trump came in? Is this the angle that Trump came in? Let me back it up and see. I'm wondering if that's where Trump came in. Come on. Stop the pausing. Wonder if that's where he came in.
It's weird. Why would they be putting up more places? It could be a sign. I mean, stranger things have happened. And it's still just
All right, let's see. I'm looking everywhere. That's the rapper. That's the rapper that guy had the Target song. Media is not going to show you any of this. They're not going to show you blacks for Trump. No, they don't want you to see that. They don't want you to see that. They're selling 2020 shirt. That's awesome. That was awesome. Fake media can't compute.
no. Pre-pandemic, I shot like 85%.
Weird. I sent another one calling Buddy a troll. Yeah, I didn't see that one, man. It didn't go through. My Cuban brethren making their voices heard. Absolutely. Paper says, go to Benny. Trump's attorney is speaking. I looked. I didn't see anything over there. Capitalism at its finest. I'm actively looking for streams right now to show you guys. So. Let's see here.
Whoever designed this courtyard.
All right, I got another one we'll share. Share this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey man,
They need to be got. They need to be
yeah.
got.
Hey, spread the truth. You spread the truth. That's great,
Yes.
man. What's up,
Benji.
I'm fighting.
She had a Viva Tortuguito on her tattoo on her arm. That was the guy that shot the state trooper at Cop City. Tortuguito was the guy that was over there.
Oh.
So yeah, so she's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Transtifa.
Yeah, basically.
Will, thank you for your hard work. I'm making a lot of podcasts for French people, Canadian people, because I have a lot of people following me. My name in social media is Sylvia Miami. I'm in direct with General Flynn, Roger Stone, the big patriot. I'm going often to Mar-a-Lago. My husband looks like Trump. If you see my social media, my husband looks like Trump. And I was losing my freedom in France. And I came here and we are losing our freedom everywhere around the world. This is our duty to fight right now, because if you don't fight right now, you're done. God bless you, Will. God bless you. And
God bless you.
bless the world and never give up.
Thank you.
I don't have any more business card. Do you have one?
I don't have any cards with me, but I'll tell you my website.
Look at all these. Like, if you listen to the media, they will tell you this is a white supremacist rally. That's the narrative that they are pushing, that this is a white supremacist rally. It's just not the case. It's just not the case, and anyone knows that. I'm seeing the private chat too. Hailstorm. So appreciate you staying on that for me.
Did he?
Yeah, that was the first thing. One of the first things he said up there. You didn't hear it. Yeah, that's
Really?
Just called Will the N-word live on TV. Yeah.
Really? I did not. I completely missed it.
What happened?
I saw your white supremacist friend.
That guy just
Which one?
Unbelievable. The tall dude. Yeah, he called. No way.
And Antifa, you just called him.
No
the N-word
way.
live on
Yeah.
I heard him say sellout.
Yeah, he called the other guy sellout because he had a Trump shirt on.
Yeah,
because he's black. Oh, you're a sellout. What?
An Antifa guy called
I mean, it's
the
just-
Trump
it's not
supporter.
unbelievable. It's exactly-
It's
N-word?
exactly who
It's
they
who they
are.
always are.
It's exactly who they are. As soon as I start calling them white supremacists, he's like, I have on anti-white supremacy
I
tattoos.
call myself an anti-fascist.
And I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? So?
I know. What's up, brother?
All right. You want to take it?
I'll take it for a second, man. It's so hot out here.
Okay. So you're not using mine as a bump right now?
Wow. Will just absolutely crushed it. I don't know how you can top
Hey,
that.
Sorry I never messaged you back.
Oh, no worries, man.
I got it, and then I forgot about it, and then I was going back through it, and then I was like, oh, shoot, I got to get back to you.
All right. That was good. That was a good feed. That was a good feed. I'm going to look for another one really quick. I'm just trying to, there's all type of different perspectives right now. My goodness. Okay, let's see. Right side. Let's see what's going on with right side now. Let's see where they're at with everything. Okay. Looks like they're lagging up a little bit.
CNN that President Trump's booking and processing is complete, so he is officially under arrest as far as this federal indictment goes with the 37 counts. President Trump was scheduled for the processing for 3 p.m. It looks like he did appear earlier than scheduled and finished earlier than scheduled. It's now 2:27 p.m., so the day is moving faster and earlier than expected. Not sure if this was some sort of security ploy to make sure, throw people off a little bit, but regardless, as long as he is safe and able to get in and out of this chaos, then good for him. And I do say chaos, but it is peaceful. It's just a lot of people, a lot of honking and the noise. Y'all have been here with me all day, so you can kind of hear it behind me right now. A lot of it, I'd say 99.9% is support for President Trump. I've seen about 5.
Whoops. Oh, damn it.
At least 1,000 members of the media today as well. So the media loves President Trump, and not necessarily in the best way, because we know they're not fair to him, but they know that their ratings come from President Trump. But what a travesty of events. Yes, how you doing? Would you like to interview?
My dad's watching you guys, and he told me where you were so I could see you.
Give a shout out to Dad.
Dad, I'm on RSBN. How you doing, brother?
Talk to me. Your dad can talk to us too, but what's the crowd like out here today? How would you describe the support for President Trump or the protesters from someone on the ground?
Very few protesters. The support is incredible. It's all love. All love.
How does it make you feel that this is President Trump's second arraignment just this year alone?
It's just more of the clown world we live in. It's a total circus. It just makes them stronger, and it makes us stronger.
And at the end of the day, despite the DOJ and the FBI and the Biden administration attacking President Trump, has your support weakened or grown?
It's grown by 10x. Even if they try to put him in a cage, I would vote for him. There's absolutely, the world is watching. The world is watching.
Thank you very much. And shout out to Father.
Hell
We
yeah.
love a father-son duo here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. We put families first. So thank you for tuning in. And again, that's the kind of common consensus that I've gotten here today, that this political persecution, the way the DOJ and the FBI and all of Biden's administration has been targeting President Trump unfairly, it's really just making people more and more aware of this unfairness, and it's making them support President Trump tenfold. We see that when it comes to fundraising numbers as well. He rakes in millions every time he gets indicted. So if someone could please indict me, I could use a few $1 million. All right, I'm going to turn around, kind of kidding, but like kind of serious. I'm going to turn around. We're going to keep eyes on this. I like to kind of have my eyes on what's going on, especially at events like this, as opposed to my back to the crazy crowds, just because I don't trust anybody, especially the fact that you can have cars, driving back and forth, and you don't really know what's going on. So just like to keep my head on a swivel here. We do have that flag. I would put that in my bedroom, mainly because it's pink, but also because it's Biden's face and it just says idiot. And I think that's kind of iconic. So we are live here with RSBN. It is 2:30 p.m. President Trump has concluded his processing. He's officially and I hate to say it, but under arrest. And I am looking on Twitter for any other signs of what's going on here today. He has been arrested, though. So, moment of silence for the United States judicial system that is ultimately failing all of us right now and being used as election interference. I do want to give you all an update that we have our second camera on the ground as well. And right now they are going to get set up with some of there's an attorney here for President Trump, and she's a spokesperson for him. And there's also, I believe, Carrie Lake is on the ground. So our second camera right now is looking in this big crowd of people to try and find them so we can talk to them as well about what's going on here today. And we've got a Colombian, I would say, we're trying to listen, but let's see. Spanish is rough. Let's say part of the murder for a Colombian with more corruption. I know I've butchered that, but it's about corruption in Colombia and death. That's what I'm getting. Also a rat. So a lot going on there.
I'm trying to find some other feeds, so I'm looking, guys. I'm looking. This guy's hyped right here.
I've seen a few of them start to leave. It looks like they were here, to wave to President Trump and then, of course, show their support before he went in. So Not a ton have left, but I have seen a couple groups go through this alleyway that we're standing in. We've got some drone footage ahead as well. Or overhead, excuse me.
Andy No posted last night
The
that
very
armed
passionate
Antifa was
Colombian.
going to be present. Hail to the chat. Hail to the 199. This looks like chaos. And I don't mean that like it's bad. I just mean like it looks like a cluster F.
Looks like we have some truths by President Trump that we've read that one already. So I just want to make sure we haven't missed any others. Looks like we're up to date so far. Again, for those just now tuning in, President Trump has officially been processed and arrested here in Miami, Florida. We are live with Right Side Broadcasting Network outside of the federal courthouse in Miami, Florida, where President Trump was arraigned earlier.
What a sad day for this country. What a sad day that we are witnessing right before our very eyes. And again, I just hope that everybody that's witnessing this remembers this and doesn't lose focus. Again, we talk with shout out to Vic Whiplash. We've adopted the slogan here, hold the line, because of the chat. The chat is and hold the line. Are you going to forget about what they're doing to this country and this president? Are you going to forget about this? Hold the fucking line. Don't forget what they've done. Don't lose that enthusiasm. Don't lose that passion. Don't lose that drive, because this is disgusting beyond belief what we are witnessing right now. It is truly horrific and truly disgusting. This is disgusting. It's the only word I can use right now. It's sad that this is where we are. It's very, very sad. What's up, Meme TV? Hail the 199. The DeSantis-tards are down there disgracing themselves. Trump will be vindicated and is standing in the gap for we the people. As he tweeted out, they're not after me. In reality, they're after you. I'm just in the way. That's the truth. After Trump gets arrested by the Democrat mafia, who would you be voting for, Jeremy? After Trump gets arrested by the Democratic mafia, who would you be voting for, Jeremy? Donald Trump. I will be voting for Trump, period. I don't care if I'm writing his name in on the ballot. I am voting for Trump. That's who I'm voting for. I am not going to allow any nonsense deter me from my path. I will be voting for Donald J. Trump for president of the United States in 2024. There is no circumstance or scenario that changes that unless I am not here anymore, unless I am dead. That's the only way I'm not voting for Trump in 2024. Period. End of discussion. Nothing stops me from voting for Trump. Nothing. Let's see. There's Vic. What's up, Vic? Hold the line, brother. Hold the line. Yeah, when I'm dead, I'll vote Democrat because they'll write me in. So
And I'm Vanessa Broussard here in front of the courthouse. We're all in different spots this afternoon because there's a lot going on around the entire courthouse. There's crowds of people clearly right here in the very front, on the sides, in the back. People just making the rounds around the block, honking their horns. They have signs, they have flags. And so it's really packed here today. Very hot. Everyone here is sweating, but hey, we're going to make it and we're going to stand through it all for President Trump. He is currently inside the federal courthouse here in Miami, and he is with his attorneys before a judge for this arraignment on the indictments from what he calls the boxes hoax. We believe the same thing as well, coming from the race.
All right, got an update from Trump's attorney. So let's play this really quick. Let's see right here.
Joe Biden himself retained possession of classified documents that have not been prosecuted. And none of them came into possession of those documents while they were president. None of them were president who, as the head and sole member of the executive branch, has the power to summarily declassify documents. The decision to pursue charges against President Trump while turning a blind eye to others is emblematic of the corruption that we have here. We are at a turning point in our nation's history. The targeting, prosecution of a leading political opponent is the type of thing you see in dictatorships like Cuba and Venezuela. It is commonplace there for rival candidates to be prosecuted, persecuted, and put into jail. What is being done to the President Trump should terrify all citizens of this country. These are not the ideals that our democracy is founded upon. This is not our America.
Well said. Well said. And the chat is clearly a big fan of her. Rightfully so.
And that's the audience they're going to have from. And that's the audience they're going to have to pick this jury from.
Yeah. Hey, Martha, one more thought to you, because Senator Marco Rubio was talking about what the cost to the country is going to be in terms of dividing the country and attacks on the former president and attacks on the special counsel's office. According to Fox News Digital, Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida has sent a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland asking for all of the names that are on the prosecution team. Gaetz is contending that one of the prosecutors previously contributed to President Biden's campaign in 2020 and faced misconduct allegations in 2009. Again, this is a story that's just breaking on Fox News Digital. So, you know, the political battle is escalating here by the moment. And that goes to what Rubio was talking about, is in bringing this prosecution, in weighing whether or not it, as James Comey said, a reasonable prosecutor would bring a case. You know, what's the political cost to the and the social cost to the country going to be?
You know, I think that's what has worn down people's confidence, very sadly, in these processes. You remember the discussion during the Russia investigation about Mueller's team and where their political allegiances lie. We heard similar things about the team that was involved in Hillary Clinton's investigation, that she got, you know, sort of a very friendly July 2nd, I believe it was, discussion with the attorneys, and then it was all sort of crossed off the list. And I think people have gotten to a point where they watch these things and they say it's all political. And that is a very sad situation for the country to be in at this point. And it just, again, raises the question in my mind as we look forward in this political scene, because I think that everything has changed since Donald Trump came on the scene, right? And we talk a lot over the course of political campaigns about whether or not there's room for a third party candidate. But there is the possibility, when you look at this Ukraine story and these recordings that Grassley talked about last night, and we're going to continue to dig in on that on the story, you know, do the American people at some point say, you know what, a pox on all your houses, we want another choice? So that's something that I'm going to watch very closely as we, you know, kind of move forward in all of this. But clearly the support is very strong still for President Trump. But we'll watch as this wears on.
All right,
Yes,
Martha,
it
we're
is.
going to go
And
let
it ain't
you
going
get ready for your
All
3
right.
o'clock hour and coverage of this, because you'll
It
know a
ain't
whole lot more at
going
3
away.
o'clock. Martha, thank you. Just an update here.
Hold
Eric
the
Trump,
line.
president's son, the former president's son, accompanied him, accompanied his father to the federal courthouse. On their departure, they were seen waving before they climbed into the vehicle. He rode to the courthouse with his father. That, of course, is when we saw on social media that the former president sent out a message and called this a witch hunt. His lawyer outside of the courthouse a short time ago is saying today is not about President Donald J. Trump, who is defiant. It's not about the Republican Party. It's not about 2024 election. It is about the destruction of longstanding principles that have set this country apart. Now with an update, former President Donald Trump is not the only one appearing in court today. His aide, Walt Nauta, joining him at the defense table. Rich Edson has something to tell us about that. He joins us now. Rich, jump on in here.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sandra. Well, Walt Nauta has been by the former president's side. Back when he was president in the White House, it was a role that he took when he was working in the White House mess. He was in the Navy at the time. And then when Donald Trump left the White House, he moved down to Florida with him, retired from the Navy, and served as his valet or his assistant. That's a role that's fairly common among senior members in Washington, whether it's senior members on Capitol Hill, former presidents. If you need a Diet Coke, if you need a clean shirt, if you need a task done, if you need to move boxes around your house, this is the type of staffer who gets that done. And it's that last thing that's really gotten him in trouble here, according to the
Yeah, pretty interesting how the Florida governor's nowhere to be found. Not surprising at all. Not surprising at all. Trump dying in any way, shape, or form as of now will cause everything to boil over. If the Dems react through violence to quell we the people's response, they'll officially have lost control. Did you see that link I sent you on Twitter? I haven't even looked because I did Cobra Cast, then I did Fortnite, then I went to bed, then I woke up, then I did Geese Gamers Daily. Now I'm doing this, so I haven't even looked at anything. It's genuinely mind-blowing how the U.S. judicial system is openly doing what third world countries are actively trying to hide. What an absolute joke. 100%. I hope that people already have lawsuits ready and waiting because they are going to try and keep Trump's name off the ballots by doing this. They're going to try everything they can.
of doing here. He did not cooperate or stopped cooperating at some point last year with the federal government. And that has been something that the federal government has tried to pursue with Walt Nauta. He's remained by the former president's side. You can see him on the campaign trail. You can see him at speeches, just like it's his job and responsibility to do here. So he is very much a part of this. It's an indictment that has two names in it, and it's Donald Trump and Walt Nauta here. He's been
I'm actively looking at all the
since his time in
updates
the
right
White
now.
House and is doing so today at a defense table.
All right, Rich Edson on that news for us. Rich, we will get back to you again soon. Thank you so much, John.
Rich, thank you. Let's get back to Britt Hume, Fox News chief political analyst. So according to the charging document, Britt, there was an audio recording of a meeting that took place where former President Trump was talking to a person who's writing a new book for Mark Meadows, and that this conversation was recorded. This goes to the idea that the former president has said that he declassified these documents, and so there's no there. But if we could bring up call for number 3 here.
Alec Baldwin's finger. Holy crap. Alec Baldwin's finger just dropped 50 gifted memberships. Holy crap. He don't miss. He don't miss. Oh my goodness. Look at the chat. I love that. Like, okay, so when Vic Whiplash comes in here and drops bombs, we got whiplashed. All right. When Alec Baldwin's finger is like, he don't miss. We got to get one for Hayden, for Warren, and all the other, big bomb throwers that we have in here. But I love it. I see all the people. He don't miss. He don't miss. You guys are so funny. I love it. The snake pit is the best.
Well, apparently they don't have the document. So we don't know what that document really was. We know we think it was, but apparently the government doesn't have it.
Britt Hume.
So that might eat away at their ability.
No disrespect. How is Britt Hume still alive? Like, how? Britt Hume's the oldest person I've ever seen. I don't know. I don't know how he's still alive. I really don't.
That. So that's certainly a strong piece of evidence. I think that is, and it's caught the eye of a lot of observers who wondered, just exactly how strong the evidence would be. Well,
Lance Johnson just dropped 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Thank you, Lance. That is 66 new members on this stream alone, ladies and gentlemen.
I was able to get a question in with Karine Jean-Pierre asking about the recorded conversations with the president and his son Hunter Biden, and Burisma. She responded, that is malarkey. But going back to what we know is happening in the courtroom in Miami, our producer is in that courtroom, Britt, just getting some updates here. We will not get updates from him, of course, because any journalists in the room had to leave their devices out of that courtroom as required by the judge overseeing this case. So we won't get any updates till they leave the courtroom. But we do have this. Trump has local counsel, so he will enter a plea, and there will be a formal arraignment. More as we get it. That's what we know at this point. Brett, as we continue to look at these live pictures, we should know more in just a few moments, Brett.
All right. While we're waiting on that, the chat's favorite. Well, the chat really wants me to. They're going to enjoy this update. It's a new up. It's the same. I think it might be a little bit different.
It is not about the 2024 election. It is about the destruction of the long-standing American principles that have set this country apart for so long. In recent years, we have seen the rise of politically motivated prosecutors who don't care for impartiality, who don't care for due process or equal protection of laws. They have been quietly but aggressively cultivating a two-tiered system of justice where selective treatment is the norm. From the Russia hoax to the attorney generals to the corrupt DAs in Georgia and New York, and now this. The people in charge of this country do not love America. They hate Donald Trump.
Fuck yeah.
What we are witnessing today
Bro.
is the blatant
She's
and
awesome.
unapologetic weaponization of the criminal justice system. The Biden appointed special counsel has sought fit to bring 37 federal charges against President Trump, the leading frontrunner, less than a year and a half before an election. Countless other individuals, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden himself, retained possession of classified documents yet have not been prosecuted. And none of them came into possession of those documents while they were president. None of them were president who, as the head and sole member of the executive branch, has the power to summarily declassify documents. The decision to pursue charges against President Trump while turning a blind eye to others is emblematic of the corruption that we have here. We are at a turning point in our nation's history. The targeting, prosecution of a leading political opponent is the type of thing you see in dictatorships like Cuba and Venezuela. It is commonplace there for rival candidates to be prosecuted, persecuted, and put into jail. What is being done to the President Trump should terrify all citizens of this country. These are not the ideals that our democracy is founded upon. This is not our America. Thank you.
She's badass. She's badass. Just saying. She's badass. All right, what do we got here? So I can't share that for some reason. So let's see, share this. Okay, here we go. And I saw we had Vic Whiplash dropped 20 gifted memberships. Whiplashed, baby. Whiplashed. 86 new members on the day so far. Steel leg of history. Have you heard about Starbucks pulling Pride merch? I have not heard about that. I'll have to look into that. Whiplashed. You love it. Sarah Tan. Jeremy, were you able to see the gifted membership I gave at the start of the stream? I did not see that. Let me go back and look. Dirty Jersey. These people are criminals. Our country is run by criminal syndicate. You don't vote your way out of that, unfortunately. Hold the line 199. Thank you. Dale and Tuck with a thank you super sticker for $10. Thank you. Sierra Tan, let me go see about that. And it's obviously appreciated. Let me see if it actually. Oh, there it is. Holy shit. Sierra Tan. Sierra Tan, when the stream started, gave 5 D-Day Cobra memberships, getting the party started. Thank you, Sierra Tan. I am so sorry that I did not mention that earlier. My apologies, my humble apologies to you, and we greatly appreciate it. Everyone give Sierra Tan some love in the chat for getting the party started. We got Alec Baldwin's finger dropping 50, Vic Whiplash dropping 20, Lance Johnson dropping 5. Look at that, man. You guys are the best. Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's hear what's going on.
We shoot them up even higher.
I agree with you, and I think that that's what we've seen in recent weeks, likely to see today. To Martha's point earlier,
yes, he is
there
inside the
may
courtroom
be
right
a
now.
candidate or candidates who tap into this thought about chaos and want to, have Trump policies, but not all of this around it. That may be an argument that they make, some candidates, and maybe it starts to stick. We don't know. Right now, what we see is a big lead for the former president and a defiant former president who will have an event tonight at his golf club in Bedminster. That will be a fundraiser, and he will again speak to his faithful and his base that is sticking with him. There are some questions about this indictment and about the reasons why he had these documents. Why does he have the documents after he's asked to turn them all in? Why does he keep those?
Shout out to you, Black and White Network. I'm back, Truck 2024 mofos. Hold the line. What's up, Rhodes? What's up, Rhodes? Now we got to listen to Brett Baer. Brett Baer is it's a really awkward looking human being.
Allegedly is among the trove of documents. You can understand that because he forged a personal relationship with him. It's something he probably wanted to keep. But if he wanted to put it in the library, that's where you negotiate with the archives and say, can we downgrade this so that it can be part of the library? You have to get inside his head to know that.
Yes. And we hope to. I'll have an interview on Monday, June 19th at Bedminster. That'll be pretty in depth. It's still on track. We've triple confirmed it. So we'll be there Monday the 19th.
Well, we look forward to the answer to that question.
Shout out to Ripaverse and Chuck
just
Dixon.
An update here. Byron York still with us as well. As the former president has been in the courthouse, obviously going through the procedures there, we are just getting word that he has entered the courtroom for his arraignment hearing in this classified documents case. That is the latest out of the courthouse. It's going to be, the updates will sort of be far and few between as the communications will be lacking for a little bit, but it looks like things are happening on time there. Byron, a final thought for you as we're wrapping this hour.
Well, I think one theory about why the former president did keep this stuff, there are two possible reasons. One is souvenirs. He really liked mementos as often.
The fact that this is a discussion and yet they don't want to talk about Hillary, they don't want to talk about Joe Biden, they don't want to talk about Barack Obama, but they're going to centrally focus on Trump and act like he did something horrifically out of line or wrong. Disgusting. Disgusting. All of these politicians did this. Rules for thee, not for me. That's what they basically are. Like, it's absolutely sick. God, man, they're all corrupt. They're all garbage. The media is terrible. Meme TV says Brett Baer's hair looks like a minifig. I know. I'm trying to keep up with. There's so many different streams going on right now. I'm trying to keep up with a lot of them right now. See, we got this one. I'd be fine if we just watched Trump's attorney over and over and over again. We could just do that. I don't want to go back to ABC. Screw ABC. Right Side Broadcasting. They're just still kind of doing interviews and stuff out there. Right Side has 30,000 people on Rumble watching right now. 30,000 people on Rumble.
chances of getting a Republican nomination. I think if we look
but the reason,
reasonably at
the reason I'm going to have to stick with Fox is because they're going to get the information the quickest, unfortunately.
President Trump certainly does motivate a significant segment of the Republican base, maybe not a majority, but a significant plurality, enough to win a lot of primaries. But I think it's fair to say that he motivates about 100% of the Democratic base, and not in a good way for him. So is it possible to imagine really a scenario in which people who went out to and vote?
Linko Kenobi says, hey, Jeremy, I've been watching what's going on. This is ridiculous. I do hope they failed miserably and continue to bring the polls up for Trump and MAGA 2024. Hold the line 199. I love how that rhymes and everything. It works perfectly for this. Snake Pit, hold the line 199. Damn right. Pepe says, the bar I'm at is live streaming the Trump banana court crap. Feels good to see some normies waking up. Glad to hear that.
Hearing
Glad
has
to hear
officially begun in this classified documents case. And a little bit of color from the courtroom. The former president is currently in the courtroom. That is confirmed now, with his counsel sitting next to him. The prosecutors are in their place, and Jack Smith is in the front row. More as we get it. A final thought from you, Jonathan Turley.
You know, one of the things that I'd be looking for is also whether the judge discusses with the former president public comments. He's planning a rally tonight, which is not what you normally see from someone who has been arraigned. And this is going to raise one of the most difficult questions in this case. To what extent does a federal judge feel comfortable telling a candidate for president you're not allowed to talk about a case when the election itself is going to be talking a lot about the case? I mean, Trump is clearly going to run on this case. This fulfills his narrative and his view of a weaponized criminal justice system. Usually defendants are subject to these gag orders, but this is not your usual defendant. So it's not clear if the court's going to touch on that subject or ask for more briefing.
Well, I think it's in true Trump fashion, Jonathan, to hold a news conference after a day like today, and we will see that tonight in the 8 o'clock hour here on Fox News. Thank you all for joining.
Bro, Trump is the GOAT. This dude is holding a rally right after this federal arraignment. Only Trump, bro. Only Trump.
Picks it up from here. Martha?
Good to be with you guys earlier today, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum. So breaking right now on the story, this procedure is now underway in the Miami courthouse as history unfolds today. The first ever former American president has now been charged with federal crimes and is being arraigned inside the Florida courthouse. Former President Trump faces 37 counts of handling of classified documents after he left office. That he illegally retained those documents is the charge of most of those charges. Espionage charges are among them as well. Mark Thiessen, Andy McCarthy, former FBI agent Nicole Parker joining us as well, and Juan Williams, all following along as
Juan fucking Williams.
In real time,
Good
live
Lord.
this afternoon as we wait for the president to finish and to come out. First to correspondent Mark Meredith, who is live there outside the courthouse in Miami. Hello there. Hi, Mark.
Martha, hello to you. The story at this hour is two very different scenes. One, what's happening inside the courtroom. You got the former president of the United States sitting with his legal team, and across the aisle, you have the special counsel in the Justice Department ready to begin this long and lengthy process following the indictment that was unsealed last week that shows the former president will face 37 different felony charges as a result of allegedly holding on to these classified documents and not turning them back over to the government as they were seeking them. That's what's happening inside. Outside the federal courthouse here in Miami, a very different story. You've got a media spectacle where you have both Trump supporters and Trump critics out here ready to make their opinions very well known. We have seen a couple hundred people that have continued to just kind of circle the courthouse for the last few hours, almost like a Trump parade, if you will, waving flags, Trump 2024 flags, making it clear they want to show their support for the former president. The spokesperson for the former president came out right as the former president was going into the courthouse to kind of give an update where things stand. She said that he is feeling defiant as he gets ready to face these charges. Here's what she had to say just a few moments ago.
Today is not about President Donald J. Trump, who is defiant. It is not about the Republican Party. It is not about the 2024 election. It is about the destruction of the long-standing American principles that have set this country apart for so long.
And that is likely a message that Trump is going to echo a little bit later on tonight. He's not going to be staying in Florida very long. After this proceeding wraps up, we are expecting him to head actually out to the airport and then make his way to New Jersey. It looks like they're kind of flagging. There's somebody coming out. Looks like, okay, so what we're seeing right now is people run out of the courthouse. Likely these are the people that were with media outlets that had a chance to kind of gather what was going on. People are running. This is the marathon that happens after any sort of federal hearing. These people that were inside the courtroom that can give us those details because, as you know, Martha, there are no cameras are allowed, no electronic devices. So it's just a pen and pad that we then get the information firsthand. So the people that are running out of the courthouse right now, an indication we get some preliminary information as to what's been happening. We should have it for you here in just a couple seconds. Martha?
Old school reporting there, as there are no cameras inside. So reporters are in there running out with their reflections, thoughts about what they're seeing in there. We do know that the president has pled not guilty as expected. That happened just moments ago. With that, let's bring in our panel. Andy McCarthy, former federal prosecutor and Fox News contributor. Nicole Parker, joining us now, former FBI special agent with over 12 years of experience. She left the Bureau after she says that it became politically weaponized. And Juan Williams, Fox News senior political analyst. Great to have all of you with us. Nicole, we haven't heard from you this afternoon, so let me start with you. Your reaction to what we've seen so.
Yeah, I don't want to hear Juan Williams, but the End Wokeness just tweeted this out, and this kind of perfectly, this is perfect. 10 wars, no arrests. 0 wars, 2 arrests. Right there, perfectly said, retweeting that. Perfectly said. That puts it into perspective for you right there. These warmongers that have killed like thousands and thousands of people, ruined millions of lives, started wars for no reason whatsoever. No, that's fine. That's fine. But Trump is the problem. Trump is the problem, even though no war. It drives me crazy, man. End wokeness is always on point, though. End wokeness is always on point. All right, we got a couple of let's see where we at. Schick says no matter what, a Republican needs to sit in the White House. Neither might make the ticket. I mean, I agree with you to an extent, but I just don't trust DeSantis, unfortunately. Torchwood Gal, vets on the streets, families hungry, people without mental health care, lack of adequate military, and this is about overdue library books. Hail 199. Well said, Torchwood Gal. The retconning, Trump for emperor. Thank you for encouraging me and others to get involved. I have written articles and posted them on Elon's platform. Hail 199. Love hearing it, man. Get out there, let your voice be heard. Let the voices be heard. Let's see. Oceans breeze salty. Funds for a cool goat emoji. Hey, maybe we can get a goat emoji. Let's see right here. What does this mean? Jeremy just called me a war criminal. What are you talking about? Because I said that they're warmongers. No, I don't blame the military for going and doing the job that they are supposed to do. I blame the politicians for getting us involved in unnecessary stuff. The military is absolutely necessary, and the brave men and women of our military are far braver than I'll ever be, and I'm glad they do the job that they do. But criticizing the people that make the decisions and if you're going to sit there and act like that war is not a business, you're completely naive. Politicians and evil companies and corporations literally profit from war. That is a fact. It doesn't mean that military is not to be respected. It doesn't mean that military is not necessary. It means that you have corrupt people that have utilized the military for the wrong reasons. That's it. That's just a fact. You can play the fake victim if you're supposed to. But no, nobody said that to you. I was specifically talking about the corrupt politicians in that picture. That's what I was talking about. If you want to play 7 degrees of separation to claim that you are being victimized by me, you can do that. But that's not what I was saying. And I'm not going to play your fucking games. Let's see where we are with that. Oh, I got that one. So Ocean Breeze Salty for the $10. And again, we got 86 new members on the stream. Thank you guys so much. Welcome to the 199. I appreciate it. I don't know anything about the current geopolitical position, so keep my mouth closed. You're watching me, bro. If I don't know shit, why the fuck are you here on my channel? You're the one clearly needs some education, or you'd have your own show and you'd have 1,600 people watching you if you knew it all. So why the fuck don't you fire up a stream and tell us all about it? And maybe you can get all my viewers to go over there and watch you. Maybe they'll super chat you. Maybe they'll give you some gifted memberships since you seem to know it all. Maybe that's what you need to do, because that's what I did, because I was tired of hearing Tim Pool's shit. So I fired up my own fucking show, and now we were beating Tim Pool in super chats last week. So go ahead and do it. Prove me wrong. Go ahead. Do it. Fire it up. Let's go. Oh, man. All right. I'm monitoring Fox. I know nobody wants to hear Juan Williams talk. Lord knows I don't want to hear Juan Williams talk, okay? I definitely don't want to hear Juan Williams. God, every time Juan Williams talks, it's like, it's painful. It's painful. Yep, fire it up. Tim Pool is not a Trump guy. No, he's not. Tim Pool is a fence guy. Tim Pool, just as soon as he says he's a Trump supporter, he will jump off that fence just as quickly as Trump says something he don't like. He will jump ship immediately. Immediately. Look at this tweet from Tim Pool. Look at this tweet from Tim Pool. I'm going to show you this tweet from Tim Pool, okay? You want to talk about how, oh, he's a Trump guy. Tim Pool's a Trump guy. Tim Pool is not a fucking Trump guy. Tim Pool is a fence-sitting beta, is what he is. All right, look at this. Hang on. Let me find it. I may have to go back a few days. I don't know exactly where it's at. What is he? Timcast at Timcast. That right? Okay. Trying to find it. Right here. Okay, so this is how quickly Tim is willing to just abandon a position, okay? I was 55-45 Trump DeSantis. Now I'm 0% DeSantis. So because of one thing that the DeSantis campaign did, you're willing to go from I was 55-45 to now I'm 0% DeSantis? That's all it took. So DeSantis and Trump were 10 points apart. And because of one decision by the DeSantis Twitter account, that wiped out 45% of support for DeSantis, and you're 100% Trump now? That sounds like a fucking woman. Holy shit. That's how quickly you can just go from 55 to 45 to 100 to 0? What? That's clown. That is a clown take. How the fuck, after everything you have seen from DeSantis, were you at 45%? How? And the thing that triggered you was the DeSantis Twitter account did a deep fake of Dr. Fauci. And that's what made you decide suddenly you don't want to support DeSantis? Not all the other shit. Not all the other shit. Not all the George H.W. Bush is my fucking hero comments from DeSantis. That wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem that DeSantis dressed his whole family up in MAGA gear, including his baby, and was teaching his baby to build the wall when you needed Trump to support you, only to then backstab Trump when he needed him most. That wasn't a problem for Tim Pool, but the Twitter account for Ron DeSantis did a deep fake. And now suddenly we can't have any support for DeSantis. That sounds like a fucking female. No disrespect to the ladies. You know what I mean. I'm memeing. That's why No, he ain't even close to a Trump guy. A Trump supporter has to have some balls. A Trump supporter has to have a backbone. A Trump supporter has to be able to hold the fucking line. A Trump supporter actually has to stand for something and not be a pathetic female beta when you go, oh, 45% DeSantis, but they made a meme I don't like. They made a meme I don't like, so now I'm no percent DeSantis. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? So no, not even close. Let's get back. Let's get back to the point at hand. My rant is over now. My rant is over. Here we go.
Content of what was taken and who saw it and all of that is probably the most important thing. But there are 71 secret or top secret documents, and I don't think that's all that different than what we have learned in some of these other cases, whether it's Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that, because the hardest thing about this case legally is the political context that it comes up in. And inevitably, especially with President Trump talking about this every single day, which he will be from here on out, you're going to be hearing a lot about the details of the Hillary Clinton case that was not prosecuted and the details of what we know so far with respect to President Biden's possession of these documents. And this is all happening. It's not just one case. It's 4 different cases that are happening in this political context. I was thinking, as Nicole was giving the checklist of things that are happening today and will be happening going forward, in my mind, I'm trying to do the math to multiply this by 3 or 4, depending on how many other cases there are. And, you know, Martha, you and Juan and Mark follow this part of it a lot more closely than I do. But I'm just wondering, given the way this is going to play out, where something is going to be happening every week with respect to these prosecutions involving President Trump, how did the people who are running against Trump get traction for their campaigns?
Yeah,
because it seems to me every week they're going to be asked about this.
Yep, and it's a really sticky wicket. It's a tough thing for them to figure out which way they should go if they're the person who is hoping to knock him out of first place. Let's bring in Mark Thiessen, American Enterprise Institute senior fellow and Fox News contributor. Mark.
All right, so they're still just rambling. I'm just looking for any news that we're, getting right now. Anything that's, we don't really have any information right now. I mean, they're in court right now. Everything is underway, and we're still just kind of waiting. And the reason that I have Fox News on, and I'm not a fan of mainstream media, no more than any of you, but they're going to get the information first. And so I want to deliver a lot of the information to you guys as quickly as we possibly can. Nobody's knocking Trump out of first place, so you can stop with that nonsense. That's a ridiculous situation. Yeah, Trump just pleaded, and he's pleaded not guilty on all counts because, he's not guilty. That's just a fact of the matter. And what a crazy, crazy situation we're witnessing right now before our very eyes. Jenna Hughes says, I'm here for the tea, and boy, did Jeremy deliver. Thank you. Football Jones becomes a member of the 199. Thank you. Cole Hauser. Hey, Jay, as I mentioned in the daily stream, here in Canada, conservatives here are basically blue Democrats. They hate Trump. Trump is the man. Trump 2024. Yes, sir, brother. Thank you. Lethal Strain says deep fakes used in politics will end up acquitting Biden. That's why it's a problem. Oh, I mean, I think the deep fake technology is a massive problem. And it's very scary, to be honest with you. It's very scary. And I do agree with the criticism that Tim had against the DeSantis campaign for using those deep fakes. It was a really bad look and a really bad decision. I just don't see how that can take you from 45% to 0%. I mean, it's not like Tim doesn't pay attention to everything going on. He knows, he's in the know. He knows what's going on. The fact that he was at 45% on DeSantis was ridiculous. In terms of like that he was so easy to let it go, So, yeah, Jay Hailstorm never uses deep fakes. Never. He never uses those. The establishment hates Trump, and we all hate the establishment, says Cody Barnett. Agreed. Yeah, Trump's poll numbers are going to go skyrocketing now. I mean, skyrocketing. So, let's see. Meme TV says where'd it go? Many people say we have the most boring trolls. Most boring. Bigly. Let me see. Am I caught up? I am caught up on super chats. Thank you guys for being here. We are over 1,200 likes right now, meaning I got to show the sexy back end. I got to show my sexy back end, and it's looking pretty damn sexy today, might I add. It's looking pretty sexy, okay? Just saying. And for many of you, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Trust me, it's not what you think. It's just a meme. It's just a meme. And so Trump has officially pleaded not guilty. Let me hear what they have to say.
We're not alone in this coverage throughout the day. So it is definitely going to be in the political bloodstream for some time, and we don't know how long this is going to go. The federal cases, we're told, take precedence, and so you have New York Attorney General Letitia James and Alvin Bragg up there, the district. You're going to have the U.S. Attorney. Alvin Bragg, rather, the Manhattan District Attorney, saying that they're going to be back on the back burner as the federal cases move forward, and particularly this one first. And I think you're going to see, the former president tap into this void where there isn't action legally. A lot of pretrial motions that'll happen in his defense. There are all kinds of things that'll go on, and Jonathan Turley and others can list them, but challenging the search warrant, challenging.
Let me put this in perspective for all of you. And I see you, Cole Hauser. Thank you, buddy. With the Yo Joe and a TV is a clown, always will be a clown. You the man, Jay. Thank you. So right now, Donald J. Trump, the 45th president of the United States of America, the man that brought, respect back to the United States, the man who didn't start any new wars, the man who created historic peace deals, the man that made America great again, the man that fixed immigration, the man that gave us low gas prices, the man that brought back jobs, the man that had record unemployment for black people, for women, all of this, that man that didn't need to do what he did because he was already a billionaire. He had the rest of his life to live, and he would have had a wonderful life of nothing but, the best in everything, decided to run for president. And now they have that man sitting in a courthouse right now over BS charges because he is the front runner for Republican president of the United States again. And this is what we have going on at Joe Biden's White House right here.
Trans people deserve health equity. Trans people deserve to see trans joy in the media. Trans people deserve to exist peacefully.
Trans people deserve autonomy.
Trans people deserve to be loved and believed.
Trans kids deserve to be kids.
Trans people deserve to exist without division.
No comment. No comment. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's in a court right now.
Out those arguments for days and weeks to come.
Indeed, we will. Brett, thanks for being with us. Stand by if you would. One of former President Trump's rivals in the 2024 race defended him today on the steps of that courthouse that you see in Miami, Vivek Ramaswamy, saying that the indictment reeks of politics and demanding answers from the Justice Department about any communication between the president, President Biden, his Attorney General, Merrick Garland, and the special counsel. Watch this moment from earlier. Okay, we'll get to that in just a moment. Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy joins me now. Vivek, good to have you with us today.
Thank
you
you
very much.
Good to see you.
You're moving around quickly today. You were
Yes.
down in Miami at the courthouse, and we have you here this afternoon. So thank you very much for. All right, let's listen to you earlier today. Watch this.
What did Biden tell Jack Smith? What did Biden tell Merrick Garland? What did Merrick Garland tell Special Prosecutor Jack Smith?
So that's an important question. The president has said, we have nothing to do with this. They're doing your thing. What exactly are you looking for, hoping for, and do you think you're going to get it?
I certainly expect to. The law requires these government agencies, including the DOJ, to comply with the Freedom of Information Act request. And I want to be really clear. It would be easier for me if President Trump were eliminated from competition in this race. But I wanted to stand on the side of principle to do what so many in the mainstream news media refuse to do, which is to actually be skeptical, get to the bottom of what's behind what I see as a politicized indictment. And the thing that made me actually take that step is that I did read that indictment, actually. And, I bring my legally trained eyes to this as well. There were a lot of selective omissions of both fact and law from that indictment. Not one mention of the Presidential Records Act. Not one mention of the 2012 case, the leading federal case that interpreted the Presidential Records Act in the context of the Clinton sock drawer case. Selective quotes from Trump on the 2016 campaign trail without once mentioning actually after the 2016 election his commitment not to pursue Hillary. Executive orders not binding on a president. That's how the classification scheme is actually set. So the fact that Jack Smith knows this, he's a smart man, I'm sure. And that didn't show up in the indictment, to me, does reek of politicization. And so that's why I'm suspicious that I don't believe nearly everything that's in the indictment, nor everything we're hearing from the White House. And I want to use FOIA, using my campaign to do it at our expense, filed a FOIA request to get to the bottom of what Biden told Garland and what Garland told Jack Smith.
So you want to see email communications, phone calls between the two. Obviously, President Biden is at the top of the executive branch, so the DOJ does fall under his purview. Do you not believe him when he says that he's been completely hands off in this? You don't believe him?
I am deeply suspicious. The way that this administration has functioned, I believe the White House has a heavy hand in guiding the direction of the Department of Justice. I think the use of an independent prosecutor here is a bit of a smokescreen. And I believe in holding all parties accountable. Let's get the transparency, get it on the table. The public deserves to know what role the political actors played in what they're disguising as a depoliticized prosecution, especially in the context of a history-breaking event like this one. The first ever former president indicted, setting a dangerous precedent of a political rival of a sitting president being indicted. I think that demands the maximal extent of transparency. I don't think we're getting that. I think Jack Smith owes answers on why there was selective omissions of fact and law in that indictment. This is not the standard to use when you're actually setting history, I think, in a bad way for this country. And I also believe in hearing from the Republican candidates and the other Democratic contenders, including RFK and Marianne Williamson, on where they stand on this. I was public today at that courthouse that I would pardon President Trump on January 20th, 2025, based on what I see in that indictment, based on the bad precedent that this sets for the country. We need to unite the country. And this is not a Democrat or Republican issue. But just like I don't think Biden should hide, I don't think the other GOP or Democratic candidates should hide from this either. It's one of the things the U.S. president is empowered to do by the Constitution, to pardon federal offenses. I've been clear about where I stand. And I think that can actually be unifying for the country when competitors like me to Trump, and I would have done things very differently from Trump, by the way. But there's a difference between a bad judgment and actually breaking the law. When us as competitors come out and say, we'll pardon him, especially if Democrats did the same thing, I think that could actually take a meaningful leap towards unifying the country.
Have you had response from any of your fellow GOP candidates for the nomination as to whether or not they would also agree to pardon the former president?
It's only been a few hours, so I'd like to give them time. I expect responses from them in the next 48 hours. And I think that if they don't want to agree to me, that's fine, but they deserve to be transparent about why. We cannot hide under the rug. This is a major issue in the country right now. The use of federal police to arrest a lead opponent of the White House, of the president in power, that's a big deal. And I think if we're in the middle of an election, the voters in the primary base in the Republican Party deserve to know where each of us as candidates stand. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but let's at least be open about it. I think we need more transparency in both parties.
I know members of Congress are calling for this as well, but it comes to mind when you're talking about the transparency that you'd like to see in terms of this process. Why don't we know more about the work of Special Counsel Hur, who is investigating the Biden classified documents? And we all remember the picture of, the documents in the box behind the Corvette in the garage, and that others were found at the Penn Center. We know that some of these, according to reports, were from his Senate days. And when you boil it down, which we just did, in terms of the Trump documents, there are 71 documents that are secret or top secret, according to the indictment. That's what they said, that fall into those two highest categories. Can we get a sense from Mr. Hur in terms of where this all is and how many documents, top secret and secret, we're dealing with on that side?
It's a great point. And when it comes to corruption in the federal government, on both sides, sunlight is going to be the best disinfectant. It's part of why I'm in this race. I do think it's going to take an outsider that doesn't just take that status quo in Washington, what I think is a big overclassification problem we have, by the way, in the police state and the national security establishment. But even more broadly, transparency into the administrative state. I think that's something the Democrats and Republicans alike should want to rally behind.
And it should scare a lot of people because it should be something that's demanded.
Yes.
And you really can't get away with political prosecutions in this country. It deeply undermines the nation and it really disturbs voters. And it's one of the things that makes me wonder if there isn't a pox on all the houses. Is that something that you're hoping that people want another?
With Vivek, like, I like everything he's saying. It sounds like he is trying to line himself up for a position in the Trump White House, which I can appreciate. I also think that he puts pressure on people like DeSantis to actually respond to this when they clearly don't want to. So I think that's a positive.
Is across the board. Everyone needs to lay down their swords, Democrats, Republicans, to say that we're not a country where one party weaponizes the Justice Department against another. We're a country where we, the people, get to decide who governs this country, where every person's voice and vote counts equally. That's not a Democrat idea. That's not a Republican idea. That's a 1776 ideal. And I think we're in a moment where people are hungry for reviving that. That's why I'm in this race.
So, and what's your reaction to the fact that the president is ahead by 38 points over his closest competitor, Ron DeSantis, at this point? These things don't seem to hurt him at all, numbers-wise. If anything, they may be helping him.
Look, I could care less for the politics of it, to be honest. You're right. The numbers would suggest.
But you want to win.
Absolutely. For the near-term numbers of it. Before the first debate, none of this matters. If you look at actually where Trump was in June of 2015, that's about exactly where I am today. I think the debate stage is going to be critical in this election. I think that's going to force the other Republican candidates to actually come out and say, this is what we stand for and why we stand for it. And if we disagree, let's have it in the open so that we can actually define our agenda. My strategy in this race is that we want to be leading the way in defining the agenda. And my prediction is that that's exactly what the voters are going to reward next year. Following a very similar track as an outsider, as Trump did in 2015, it's actually my prediction. I think it's going to become a tradition in the GOP, the norm in our party, that we put up when it comes to the White House, we actually put up the outsider. When you're talking about bringing transparency and accountability to the administrative state, now even the police aspects of the administrative state, I think that job does take an outsider. I think you get to be an outsider once, and I'm the outsider in this race.
Before I let you go, what are the chances that Donald Trump is not the nominee in your mind right now?
I'm in this race because I believe I'll be the nominee, to be really honest with you. But I want to build on the foundation that he laid. I think he rolled a log over, showing a lot of the administrative state's corruption. Problem is, if you roll that log over and see what crawls out, you better bring the pesticide. So I'm learning from 8 years of watching, the last 8 years, including his 4 years in office, to say we're going to build on that foundation. He identified the problem, but I'm here to lead the country forward to actually solve them and revive really America first to the next level. That's what I think it means to actually put America first. Let's rediscover what America is. That's what I'm in this race to do.
Vivek Ramaswamy, a candidate for the.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. But Kerry Lake is my pick for VP. Kerry Lake. Is this guy like, okay, this guy, let me find it. I got to find it. I saw Vic Whiplash responded to him. I got to find it. So right here. Where did it go? Okay. Is your name Orange out because you think Trump is out of the race? Is that the pathetic reason you have your name as Orange out? Oh my God, that's so bad. That is so bad because you've been crying about Trump. So is your name Orange out because that's really bad. That's really bad. Your name is Orange out. God. That's so bad. That's really fucking sad. All right. Chef Nick Nero, Trump Griggs 2024. Thank you. Lethal Strain says, I didn't agree with his end point of view of DeSantis, but I agree with the criticisms as well. I think Tim's statement did what it was intended to do, get people talking about him, drama bait. Fair. Jocelyn, what's up, Jocelyn? Hope you're doing well, Jeremy. My favorite YouTuber. Thank you. I am beyond sick and tired of pride crap, and pride is a sin. Protect kids. Trump 2024. Well, thank you, Jocelyn. I'm always honored if someone thinks I'm their, if someone considers me their favorite YouTuber. I appreciate that. So thank you. I hope you're doing well. Celluloid Dream. Don't BS, Jeremy. You got the hots for Rachel Levine. Holly, member too much. Just wanted to say hail to you in the snake pit, Jeremy. Appreciate you bringing us all together during times like this. It means a lot. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We appreciate you. Ghost Crusader says Vivek is going to make mincemeat out of DeSantis in the debates. Trump 2024. Hey, I can't wait for the debates. It's going to be good. Vivek would make a good VP before he went to Prez. I think Byron Donalds will make a much better VP before Vivek, but Kerry Lake is still my pick. Kerry Lake is still my pick. Meme TV says he's taken the position Ron DeSantis should have taken and probably intended to take, but Trump called him out early. Well said, Meme TV. Giggles and Bits says Vivek would be a good Secretary of Transportation, knows cabs like the back of his hand. Babo Yogi, Nora O'Donnell versus Nancy Mace, CBS 17 minutes ago. Was it that? There, let's see. Right here, copy. Okay, let's see what we can find real quick. Let's see. No, that's not it. I'm looking. Give me a minute. Nora O'Donnell and Nancy Mace. Okay, I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find the clip right now. See if you can find it, Hailstorm. Nora O'Donnell and Nancy Mace. Let's see. Right now. I don't see a clip yet. I'll see if Hailstorm can find it though. Chef Nick Nero, when I was a kid out of class, wrote to Reagan when he was shot. We got to meet him. When he was president, they crucified him. Now he's a hero. Trump or revolution. End of story. Trump will go down as legendary. Trump's legacy will end up being something that will be talked about for the rest of time. And it will be a great legacy. And he'll go down as, one of the great presidents of all time. No doubt about it. Oh, it's on live. It's on live. CBS YouTube channel. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, I'm pulling it up. Let's see what happens here. I don't know what we're about to react to. Could be a disaster, could be awesome. Let's see.
About how we handle classified information post-presidency, I think that is a worthwhile debate because we want to vote inside.
What do you arraignment, Judge Can
McFarland, thank you so much.
I absolutely did.
Arraignment as the former president of the United States has been booked and is now facing 37 federal counts. Scott McFarland, thank you so much. I want to bring in South Carolina Republican Representative Nancy Mace. She worked on Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and in 2021 voted against impeaching Trump in relation to the Capitol assault, but she did not condemn his actions. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to ask you, did you read through the whole 49-page indictment?
I absolutely did. I try to educate myself on what's actually happening, but I have to be honest with you. And I'm someone, I've had my ups and downs with Donald Trump over the years. That's been very public, but I just can't get beyond the fact that the precedent for how we handle classified information was first set when the DOJ and the FBI decided not to indict Hillary Clinton, who had a private server, who had classified information on that server, who obstructed justice, wasn't even president, wasn't even a former president, but was going to be a presidential candidate. And that was the precedent that was set.
I've heard you make this argument, Congresswoman.
I know, but then I see this today, and it really is shocking to me.
Yes, and I wanted to drill down on that because
It's not about, well, first of all, hold on just a minute. These news media people, So anybody that's ever, like, I used to listen to sports radio and talk radio all the time when I worked retail. I listened to it all the time, whether it's a delivery driver or whatever. In news media, what you are supposed to be doing is you're supposed to be kind of every 20, 30 minutes, you're supposed to kind of say your talking points again, because your statistics show you that there's different people that are jumping in. And so you have to kind of reiterate the points you've been making to a fresh audience. Okay. This Nora O'Donnell is sitting there going, I've heard you say those points before. Well, the fucking audience is the one who's supposed to be listening to it. It's not about you, Nora O'Donnell. It's about the audience. So why are you shutting her down? You're shutting her down because you don't like what she's saying. You don't like the points that she's making. So you're going to say, I've heard you say these things before about Hillary Clinton. That's what that's about. Fucking bullshit. Let's continue.
If you read the indictment, you notice that it mentioned the willful retention of documents. And so the distinction that has been made in the case of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is the willful retention of documents, as is laid out, in a question of obstruction. That the president repeatedly was told about his actions, and he repeatedly obstructed justice. You see any distinction there?
Well, I will say today, when I watch what's happening in this country, the FBI had access to all those boxes in every single room, and the precedent was set under Clinton that she would not be indicted. I think it's worthwhile to have a conversation about how we handle classified information post-presidency. I think that is a worthwhile debate because we want to protect our nation's secrets, okay? I want to get that off the bat. But the precedent was set under Clinton. She had a private server. I can't think of anything more willful than hiding a server in your bathroom in your home. I can't think of anything more willful than using hammers on your own telephone, cell phone devices, and your iPads to obstruct justice and then to be let off. And so if that's the standard, then it should apply to everyone, including Donald Trump.
But clearly you don't think that should be the standard. That's the argument that you're trying to make. So you believe that Hillary Clinton should be held to a different... You think Hillary Clinton should be held to a higher standard, and so then you must also agree, therefore, that Donald Trump should be held to that same high standard.
But that's not the standard, because under Hillary Clinton, she was let go. She was not indicted. She had classified documents on her server. They tried to obstruct it, and she was able to walk away. So if that's the standard, then you had Mike Pence, who had classified documents in his home. Then you had Joe Biden, who had classified documents spread across the country in different boxes, including unsecured in his garage. If Trump's going to be indicted, so too then should be Joe Biden. I also can't get beyond the fact that every time we find corruption, evidence of corruption on Joe Biden, Donald Trump gets indicted. I mean, that's what I see just as an everyday American, as someone who hasn't seen eye to eye with Donald Trump, and that's how we're going to operate. I don't think it's the right way, and I think it's shameful what's happening today.
Congresswoman, I understand you represent the 1st District of South Carolina, which is the suburban areas of north and east of Charleston, and you served on the Armed Services Committee, right? How many military members do you represent?
We have about half of all the bases.
How many members of the military?
I'd have to go back and look, but about half of all the bases in the state of South Carolina reside in the low country of South Carolina, the area that I represent.
How would you rate the importance of protecting those members who serve in the military that are in your district and in the state of South Carolina?
Protecting our national security should be a top priority. But Donald Trump is held to a different standard than our own president today, by anybody else, and even Hillary Clinton, who was able to walk away by obstructing justice. And the Justice Department and the FBI said she did nothing wrong. So if that's the standard, then why is Donald Trump treated differently? At the end of the day, I think that's why, or where, the average American is going to see this headed. It's not the same standard to indict him but not indict anybody else. Now, I think we should protect our national secrets.
I also understand, is it true that
classified information that are unsecured, but Joe Biden had classified information in his garage, unsecured, sitting next to his Corvette, and God knows where else in this country. So he should be indicted or be held
Where is
to the
that
same
information
standard as
now?
Donald Trump.
And Congressman, what happened to that information when it was revealed?
Hopefully it's been collected by
immediately collected?
Right, but he had over
once they
1,800
found out about it, they returned
of information, including classified documents. So that's the standard. And I think Donald Trump's being treated unfairly here.
So I was asking you about your. I hear you. I was asking you about your district, though. Don't you want to talk about your
So
district?
she's
I was asking you about
mad.
your district.
Yes, and I answered
I understand.
your
So
question,
does your
which
district
was to
include
say
Joint
about
Base
half of all
Charleston?
the bases, if you'd let me speak, I said about half of all the bases in South Carolina are in the low country of South Carolina. That I represent on the House Armed Services Committee. I've said it like
And
3
how
times
important
now.
is it to
I
preserve
don't know if you can hear
nuclear?
me or not.
How important? I am having a little trouble hearing you. Sorry, Congresswoman. It is
That's
quite
what I
loud
thought.
here, so my apologies. How important is it in terms of safeguarding America's nuclear secrets?
It is very important. It is of the utmost importance to protect our nation's secrets, period.
And so if, as was alleged, there were documents that contain America's nuclear secrets in a storage room, in a bathroom, or in a ballroom, would that concern you?
It would absolutely concern me. But again, the FBI had access to those documents, they had access to those boxes, and they had access to all those rooms as well.
Congresswoman, the FBI did not have access to those documents. There was a subpoena for those documents. And then the attorneys
Last
for Donald
summer,
Trump
when it
said
was
that they had
reported,
given
the
all of the
FBI had
documents
access to
over, when then that was
Mar-a-Lago.
not true, and then they had to have a raid.
I remember last summer
Thank you so
that
much,
it was reported in
Congresswoman.
open
I
source that the
apologize
FBI had
about the
access
audio
to Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, I'm sure.
I apologize. We're having an audio issue, but Congresswoman, I thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my God. Nora O'Donnell is seething right now. Holy shit, she was mad. Seething. Blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. All right, back to this. Thank you for the super chat about that one. Let's see. Here we go.
The Bidens wanted to clear this up. Looks like they would get out here and come clean on all of this. But that is not a choice that is.
Let me get to some super chats real quick. Let's see where we are. Chef Nick Nero says, "Love you, bro, but mainstream media makes me vomit." I hear you, man. I hear you. I've watched about like 10 different YouTube channels, 10 different perspectives. MSM is giving us the best perspectives, even though they're giving us the worst opinions. Patton 360 Games says Trump 2024, MAGA all the way. DM says corporate hose, not just fake news, but dangerous. Absolutely. Spartacus says they are deflecting about the documents that Biden had illegally possessed. Well, Biden gave them back when found them, was caught with them. How about the issue that he had them to begin with? Absolutely. Absolutely. It is so crazy. So Trump is getting ready to leave the courtroom. I'm trying to keep up on Twitter and all the stuff going on with that. Let's see. Let's hear what these clowns have to say.
Be with us. Thank you very
too.
much.
Thank you.
So joining us once again, Andy McCarthy, former federal prosecutor and Fox News contributor, and Nicole Parker, former FBI special agent for over 12 years in the Miami Bureau. Welcome back to both of you. Here's a little bit more of what we're learning has happened inside the court. It reads that Trump's bond order had a special condition which states that there be a no contact order for Trump and any witnesses in this case. Todd Blanche objected to this, saying that it's basically impossible given Trump's close contact with so many witnesses, some being employees, et cetera. After some back and forth, the judge agreed to have it state, quote, no communication about this case among Trump and any witnesses. Trump signed and dated the bond order at 3:27 p.m. this afternoon. Andy, your thoughts on that, and then from Nicole.
Yeah, I really think that's it's unfortunate that came up that way, because the suggestion, of course, is that he would intimidate or influence the witnesses. You know, first of all, if that ever happened, Martha, in a trial, you get to ask the witnesses, have you had conversations with this guy? It can be very damaging evidence. But if they had evidence that they believe there's reason to believe he would intimidate these witnesses, they should have put that out there and explained it. I don't think that should be a standard part of a bail order.
Interesting. Nicole, you're familiar with this Judge Goodman, who is presiding over this afternoon. What do you think about that?
Judge Goodman, he's a great man. He's fair, and it is what it is. But I'd like to comment real quickly about what some of your previous guests have said. As a former FBI agent, and I am in close contact with many retired agents, I can tell you that the general consensus among many is that the FBI is politicized. And they do not, as agents, we do not always see equal enforcement of the law, and that is not appropriate. You must put your political opinions aside and be fair, and it's unacceptable. Anything less than that is unacceptable. And it does matter what's happened in the past. It absolutely does matter, because Americans see that. They see this constant pattern of only going after one side of the political spectrum. And that is it's just not acceptable. And for them to say, no one is above the law, that is correct. No one is above the law. So we should expect, this FD 1023 that came out because of a whistleblower. If there are 17 tapes, let's see if those actually exist, and let's see what the FBI does. All of these cases were over and over. It seems that, they slow walk people that are on one side of the political spectrum, but aggressively go after those on the other side. It is unacceptable, and it threatens our democracy, because Americans no longer trust the FBI. They don't even care to read this indictment that's come out, because they've already made up their mind. They're like, you know what, the FBI is political, and I don't even care to read the indictment. That undermines the law enforcement and justice system of this country.
Yeah, and so it does a very matter. sad state of affairs. And I want to make clear, Andy, that we're, in pointing out these other cases, you're not suggesting in our conversation, we're not suggesting that what's in this indictment isn't a serious potential offense. We're just saying that
God, this is all so nauseating. The fact that this is happening, it's truly astonishing, and it's demoralizing. And this is why I get back to the point of if Trump doesn't win 2024, then nobody wins. We all lose. If Trump loses 2024, we all lose. They have derailed this man. They have done everything in their power to slow him down, because he is the voice of the people. And they will, if they are successful in this, then we all lose. That is just a fact. That is the fact of the matter. You know what I mean? And it's over. It's over. So
analogous things have been traded. That's not whataboutism, like it's a political hit point. That's what we do in the law. That's what it's about. And listening to your conversation about the Hunter Biden situation,
yes,
one thing occurred to me. Everybody should have in mind October of 2023. Hunter Biden made a false statement in a federal gun form in October of 2018. You want to talk about like all these other cases? It would take a competent prosecutor and agent about 5 days, not 5 years, 5 days to put that case together.
Yeah.
They have had it for 5 years. The statute of limitations runs in October.
As Bill Barr said the other day, this is a simple case, the Trump case. It seems like the other one should have been done in 5 weeks, as you say. I just want to mention that the president, as of a few minutes ago, left the courtroom. The motorcade is leaving the courthouse in about 3 minutes. That should be right about now. And it will arrive in about 15 minutes as they head to the airport. So we're going to keep a close eye on the movement here on the ground. It looks like we're about to see the reverse of what we saw on the way out of the Doral Country Club and Resort. And we're seeing the assembly of a lot of Miami-Dade police officers who are on motorcycle. We saw an enormous motorcade that brought the former president to this courthouse, and we expect that we're going to see some movement here very soon. And we'll see if maybe there's a potential to have any sort of reaction or a glimpse of the former president as he leaves this really dramatic afternoon for him. Let me bring back in Mark Thiessen, American Enterprise Institute senior fellow and Fox News contributor. You've been around a lot of presidents, Mark.
Yeah.
It's almost.
Do you think we're close to a breaking point, Jeremy? The point where American citizens openly rebel, French Revolution style? It depends on what happens in 2024 with Trump. It really does, because I think people are fed up, and they should be. And what we're seeing right now with, the pride flags and the agendas and the silencing and the censorship and all of that, if they follow through and they're successful with this Trump situation, which I do not think they will be, it could be catastrophic. It really could. For the Emperor says, I'm voting for Trump, even though I have to write his name on the ballot. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. That is exactly where I'm at. Patton 360 Game says, what's sad is half this country is celebrating this kangaroo court. I know. Very sad, but true. Let's see. Okay. I'm just looking to see what angles we may have. Let's see. Hang on. God dang it. That's not where I wanted. Okay, let's see. Are we going to get any shots of Trump? That's what I'm curious of. Let's see this one. What is this one right here? Somebody just sent me this one. I think we may get a shot of Trump right here, maybe. Let's see. Maybe right here. That's going to be the motorcade coming out. So that's like the parking garage, probably. Yes, I'm yawning right now. Fucking tired.
Don't come to my way, please.
We want Trump! 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 We want Trump!
Did he go after Trump? Holy crap. Whoa. I saw this guy out there earlier. Wow. Okay, I'll stop that. That was not good. Yeah, that guy was trolling earlier from what I understand. That guy in the jumpsuit. Ugh. Let's see. Yeah, as long as that sounds there, I'm not going to be able to. Come on. Yeah, as long as that sounds there. So Trump is now leaving the imagine going to jail while wearing a prisoner outfit. Yeah, that's oh my gosh. And I saw you sent a member message, Alec Baldwin's Finger. Alec Baldwin's Finger says, MCU fan in chat. His name is Enlightened Progressive. Everyone, please welcome him. Is that MCU fan now? Enlightened Progressive? What the heck? Hey, Patton says, hail the 199 in the snake pit. We love Trump. Absolutely. Kimberly says, if I were American, I'd vote for Trump 2024. Also, thanks to Cobra Cast, I now understand more about U.S. politics than British. It's a big mess here, too. Well, thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. That is super awesome. That is nice to hear. That is nice to hear. Let's see if that's gone yet. Yeah, they've dialed it back some, but it's still way too loud. It's still way too loud. So you're right here. So thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate that. Glad you guys are enjoying what we're doing here. This is not a standard Cobra Cast, so we're not gonna have time to do like the beard of shame and all that. And I'm gonna have to ramp it up. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here pretty soon. Just because I have a busy day. I still have Tuesday night's main event tonight. I know the Trump rally is going to be happening during Tuesday night's main event. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to live stream it because I'll be on Tuesday night's main event. So I have to go and approach that differently. I may have to do another Cobra Cast tonight. I don't know if I can even stay awake. I might not be able to pull it off tonight. Just because I'll be super, super tired. Whoops. What did I just do? What did I just click? Hang on. Just clicked the wrong thing. Give me a minute. Okay. Right here. Yeah, so the sound is still out, but I will go back to it. My bad on that. My bad. There we go. So Trump is leaving now. He has a rally, a speech scheduled for tonight. So that's going to be kind of cool to see exactly what that is like. Again, he's going to turn everything into a campaign opportunity, as he should. He 100% should. But it's time now. I got to show you guys what you guys are all here for. You're all here for that sexy back end. We know that's what you're here for. I know you're here for that sexy back end. I know. We are at almost 1,500 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that. The rule here is if, we get to 1,000 likes, I have to show my sweet, sweet back end off. So we're going to show the sweet, sweet back end of D-Day Cobra off. So here we go. Boom. Look at that back end. Look at that. Up to $536 in chat revenue and 87 new members. That is a sweet, sweet back end right there. That's a very sweet back end. So there we go. Let's see. Enlightened Progressive. There's Enlightened Progressive. Where'd it go? Is this the one you're talking? Where did it go? Got filled up nicely. Right here. Is this it? God damn it. Where's it at? Is this it? Is this MCU fan? Jeremy grifting off as usual, like his daddy Trump. Yes, very much so. And I show those numbers just to upset people like you, Enlightened Progressive. So Enlightened Progressive, you can cry all you want, but it ain't gonna stop this train. Just like MAGA ain't gonna stop, Cobra Cast ain't gonna stop. We ain't gonna stop. So we got a great show tonight for Tuesday night's main event scheduled for all of you. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for the support. Greatly appreciate it. President Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime. And he will be the 47th president of the United States of America. Too much is on the line for it not to happen. So we have to do this. We have to fight against all the nonsense, and we have to stand by our great President Trump. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Tuesday night's main event will be happening tonight on the main Geeks and Gamers channel. Other than that, I'll see you all in a few hours, and we'll go from there. So Trump 2024. Just remember, this is why they've locked this man up right here.
To call Biden a criminal. Why is that?
He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught. Read his laptop. And you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time. And you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck, everybody. Have a good...
All right, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll see you for Tuesday night's main event, Trump 2024, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.